Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Friday night main event for S&M Iracing. Practice is going to be wrapping up just shortly, so we will get to the action shortly. We will go live as soon as qualifying is starting to take place, which should be just here in 2 minutes or so. We will be right back on the CSR Broadcast Network to get this thing all started up. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to kick this thing off from the Talladega Superspeedway. Drivers are wrapping up the last minute of practice. You hear some guys just practicing their burnout. A little hopeful, maybe getting some practice in before they go 100 laps around the Talladega Superspeedway. Tonight, we will again be stage racing. Lap 25, lap 50, lap 75 for the stages this evening. Tonight is a password-protected race. We have the best of the best in here for S&M. You see the checker flag waving, indicating practice is over. The drivers are getting ready to take on qualifying. As the drivers do that, we will check in on some of the action that has happened before and get this introduced. This is S&M from Talladega. Oh, we got a huge wreck in the back. Welcome back. The drivers are getting ready to get their qualifying runs done. You hear some of the cars on track. You might even see a couple of them on the scenic cam here. We've had an action-packed week of racing at S&M. A lot of things happening. A lot of last lap passes. A lot of chaos. Tonight should be the biggest and best from S&M this evening. Let's get a look back at some of the action, just a little bit of the action that happened this week leading up to this Friday night's main event. You better find something to do quick because Bowman is doing his normal thing. He's going to try to push the 12 car out there. When does he make his move? He makes it now. The 12 goes for the block. The 12 is going to run him down to the apron as we come side by side. The 8's going to get it done again. Nick Bowman. The Dark Horse Boys. We got the S&M CEO and James Smith. Can he be the steal as they come out of turn 4 into the tri-oval? The 8 is pushing the daylights out of the 12. There goes the move. There goes the move. The 8 to the inside. He's got the momentum. The one's looking at the 8 car. Nick Bowman, Mr. Talladega, is going to win yet another one here. Zachary Cato on the inside. He's got a big push from the 12 car. The 48 is laying on the back bumper of the 1 car. Zach Cato's going to have the lead as they come through 3 and 4. James Smith on the outside. Zach Cato on the inside. The 48's bobbing and weaving. Can the 12 car stay cool enough to get him there? As they come to the finish, it's going to be James Smith going across the line with a great run for Michael Wiley and Zach Cato. On the last lap, Tommy Rogers on the outside. He needs the 98 to get there. It looks like Ryan Wilson's going to turn under his teammate. That's not what they needed. They needed to stay in line. Kevin Dixon shoving the daylights out of the out of the 12 car, but that could put them in a really bad spot. They are pretty far out. That might give the 98 or the guys on the bottom a huge run coming back as you see them separated. That is not going to help us. Tommy Rogers is going to make another move. Mike Wiley's going to move up and grab his teammate, leaving poor Tommy by himself. But here comes Billy Rickett. They're coming off turn 4. The 009 on the back bumper of the 12. They're heading into the travel. When does the 009 make his move? He shows his nose to the outside. Here comes Kevin Dixon, the outside. The 48's going to make it 3 wide. It looks like it's going to be Trevor Haley at the 33 of Jonathan Wright. You see the onboard shot, the 8. I'm sure this is what we're seeing, but all he's looking at is out the rear view mirror. Checking on the runs. The 17 is pushing him. As long as he doesn't get too hot, that might be the move. The 17 is going to try to push him out there and get a big run. And oh, he's going to get him out of shape. The 17 is going to turn underneath him. He's trying to help his teammate. And it goes around. The 24 is going to try to bump the 8. It's going to get him out of shape. And Nick Bowman is going to hang on to this thing as they go through the trial. The 17 coming to line. The 12's going around. And it looks like it is going to be the 17 of Peyton Snyder tonight as we have a 3 almost. Well, if that doesn't set the stage well for what we could see this evening around the 2.66 mile superspeedway, I don't know what will. Want to give a quick shout out to S&M sponsor of D&D Graphics. You'll see a couple new paint schemes on the racetrack tonight. Some of these guys sporting, made by Ricky and his crew over there on D&D Graphics. Yes, there is a password on tonight's race. You have to be a part of the Discord to get on in there and get it. We want only the biggest, brightest, and fastest guys on the racetrack for the main event. Qualifying should be wrapping up here shortly. We'll get a look at the starting grid here in a moment. There's just a couple seconds left before it is the official end of qualifying. As of right now, it looks like there might be a very familiar face starting on the pole. It looks like it is now official. Dave Scott in the 75 machine will in fact put his 75 car on pole as the drivers start to take the grid. We will get a look at the starting lineup for this evening. You see it there. The 75 gets it done, puts it on the pole. Peyton Snyder, last night's winner that you just saw there. P2, Blaine Snyder. Two brothers, 2 and 3, Justin Lee Pearson, Trevor Haley, an always formidable opponent here. Evan Perry, another one. James Smith, Gary Bergeron, Derek Jacobs, Jerry Fassett round out the top 10. As we'll continue to go through, these drivers are getting ready. They have 2 minutes to get into the cars and get on the starting grid. We'll continue to move our way through the starting lineup here. Let's see if our graphic wants to work with us tonight. Sometimes it is temperamental, sometimes it is not. Here we are. As you see, the drivers here have taken the grid, taken to qualifying. It is the biggest and the best that S&M has to offer. Looks like we're going to be somewhere around 30 cars. Doesn't look like everyone grid. Obviously, myself, it says I qualified at P28. That is just iRacing for you. Getting a look at everyone who's technically on the grid for this thing. Well, we will get a look at tonight's pole sitter, Dave Scott, as he qualifies on the pole in his 75 machine. He's changing it up on us. He is in a Ford tonight. That grid camera never does us any good. So while the drivers are taking the grid, let's go ahead and take a moment and do our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Oh, so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular amongst birds singing out, can't prove through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Alrighty, you hear it there. The cars are going around the track. They are getting ready to get this thing started here from Talladega. We'll get a look from our grid camera as these cars start to roll through the tri-oval. maybe we could get a quick word in with our pole sitter this evening, Dave Scott. It's Craig in the booth. A much better start this evening for you. You put the thing on the pole yet again. I'm losing track of how many poles you're getting here. What's the secret to getting around your qualifying lap so good?
Yeah, I'm actually proud of this one. Under a passer-protected race, you know, we got probably the best of the best here, so I'm super stoked with that one. I just keep the wheel fixed at a certain ratio and just turn. I mean, I don't saw the wheel.
Just hammer it down. Well, it was a damn good lap. You actually were usually by 1,000ths of a second. You actually got these guys by almost 200ths of a second tonight. So congratulations on the pole. Good luck in the race. We will check back in with you later on.
All right, fingers crossed for a good race. Thanks, Greg.
All right. Dave Scott of the SMT team, like we said a couple times, he is starting on the pole. You see here the best of the best. You're going to recognize a lot of the names here. We got the 12 car sporting a little bit of a different paint job tonight. He's in the D&D graphics car, number 12, right in front of another unofficial teammate there, and in the one of the S&M of James Smith, Evan Perry in the ever so awesome autism awareness. Evan Perry in the autism awareness car, getting ready to get this race started. It looks like currently we have exactly 30 cars. No cautions first 5 laps, the stage racing that we touched on earlier. Laps 25, lap 50, lap 75 as the pace car begins to pull his way down pit road. Dave Scott is going to get this thing fired off somewhere in the Geico restart zone. He knows what he's doing, but if the leader does not get going by the end of the Geico restart zone, they are free to leave without him. Here we go, 100 laps from the Talladega Superspeedway. A good start for that outside lane. You see a nose just ahead of Dave there, and Peyton, last night's winner, he switched up his paint scheme on us. He said he was going to stay with the other one. He thought it was going to bring him good luck, but he switches to the Hendrick Motorsports 17 cars. He's going to take the lead down the super stretch here at Talladega. Dave continued to fight on the inside. The temps are cool. You will see these guys pushing a little bit longer to start this thing. They're starting with cooler temperatures. You are not going to be able to see these guys push for that long. Damage is on. They do have unlimited fast repairs this evening because it is the regular drivers. These are the guys who have been dedicated to the S&M Racing Series. They are here almost every single night, if not most of the week. They are here popping in and out. So we wanted to put on something that with the drivers that we know that we're comfortable with. You see the Snyder brothers, they're going to jump up to the high line together. That could be a problem for the rest of the field. Two brothers, you know they're going to work together. Maybe some sibling rivalry, though, at the end of this thing of who's going to beat who. Like we said, the damage is on. They want to keep everyone in the race. Later in the week, we will go and put limited fast repairs on, try to get some new faces in here, some new regular guys that can show off their talents. We try to weed out the guys that are just trying to come in and wreck and sit behind a pace car. But in the S&M series, you do not get the opportunity to do that, as the 58 is now with his teammate. Dave Scott got off the bottom. He's going to move up with his teammate, Justin Lee Pearson, and go to the high side and try to take the lead. To continue to touch on the rules for anybody who might be new watching it this evening. The first 5 laps, it does not matter what happens on track. Doesn't matter if you have 3 cars spin out, 2 cars spin out, 50 cars spin out. We stay green flag. It is already 10 o'clock at night. Nobody wants to sit here under yellow flags until 2 o'clock in the morning to finish 100 laps. So first 5 laps, caution free. There will be 1 caution available to these guys in every stage except for the last stage. We will have cautions as necessary for the guys who are still hanging around, which I believe tonight we will have most of the 30 car pack still here. So after the lap 5, a caution window is available for something that happens on track, but that will be the only caution until lap 25. Same thing after lap 25 when they take the green. The first 5 laps are green flag racing. With this being the regular guys, there might be some more forgiveness on yellow flags if it wipes out half the field. With these being our regular drivers, they might get a caution a little easier, but there's a little sooner, I should say. But we still follow the same rules, so it is fair and honest for everyone. You're starting to see the S&M team get going on the high side there with the red car of Kevin Dixon. He has his teammate Jamie Shaw behind him. Not far behind is the man we call Mr. Talladega of this series, Nick Bauman, as the 23 of the Brandon Showers is going to jump the outside. Red Bull coming back into NASCAR. You have already seen a lot of cars starting to be painted in the Red Bull colors as we now have our first glimpse of the 3-wide action around Talladega. So the 8 car changes up his scheme. He's riding in the 13th position now, 3 wide. Trevor Haley making a big move back to the bottom. Justin Lee Pearson continues to lead this thing with his teammate David Scott and Evan Perry behind him. Now they are moving to the high side. We have some movement. The 009's a little out of shape. What a great save. Everyone gives room. We're 4 wide, a little further back here with the 34, the 8, and the 369 in the middle of the triangle. We have one of the Showers here on the outside. We'll get a good look at that. Tommy's going to try to tuck in behind him, but he was not clear. That is going to turn the 8. Ricky Miles. The 369 are going to be in it along with a couple other guys. You see these guys getting through the wreck. Cato's in it. Brian Hayes is in it, so that will bring out our first caution of the evening. Mr. Talladega's in it. We saw a similar start for him last night, but he came flying back. Oh, Brian Hayes' car has seen some better days. That thing is impossible to steer. You see him hitting the wall. He might have to tow. That might have actually straightened out. Nope. I was going to say maybe it'll straighten out the left front.
All right, man. Caution is out.
That caution flag is out on the racetrack. They will get their fast repairs and get back going. We're going to have to throw Tommy Rogers under the bus there. He thought he was clear. He was not to tuck in behind those drivers there. We'll go back. We'll try to get another look at it. This app loves to catch crashes mid-crash. There it is. You see it already started. Ricky Miles is caught up in it. We're going to try to take another look at it there. You see it right there. The 34 trying to get up behind, I believe, the 8 of Randy Showers. Let's see if we can get on board with Tommy here. He's just going to try to, thinking he is clear. They were 4 wide. He's probably just trying to get himself out of that position. Sometimes a spotter will tell you clear when you're not. He's just drifting up. That side draft is probably what killed the momentum of the 8 and slowed him down, which throws off the time of these guys. Yeah, he's just trying to tuck in behind him. However, that's going to turn the 8 car down the track into the other 8 car down into the, I believe that's the 357. I was calling it the 369 earlier. And then the 8 car just out of control. Poor Ricky, nowhere to go. Kyle Cameron, I believe, right there. Yes, he's going around. And Bill's Mafia and Jepson, absolutely nowhere to go. The cars just come back up in front of them. Well, we got to look at it, so let's go back live. Justin Pearson continues to lead this thing. We'll see if they make their way down pit road. They will. They do not have a full fuel load on board. So you will see some pit stops tonight. You will see some green flag pit stops as we go around this super speedway. I have a feeling here tire wear isn't too bad. We are in the sunrise. The temps are down. So tire wear shouldn't be a massive issue here tonight. But fuel is definitely going to be a huge part of the strategy. You see the 75 here. No tires going up on that machine. He's just going to grab some fuel and go. Justin Lee Pearson is going to win the race off pit road with Dave Scott. It's going to be close between the 17 and 12 who gets that as they race off of pit road. Well, if you weren't here with us last night, you missed out. I can tell you that. There were some stars out with us this week. A few weeks ago, we had the likes of Christian Eckes and Todd Gilliland were in here at a Chicago race. 2 nights ago, we had the legend himself, Tony Stewart, was racing in the S&M series. And last night, he stuck it all out through the entirety of the race and ended up P7. It was awesome to have him here all night long. Tyler Reddick, the 45 driver, the Jordan sponsored scheme there from his win at Talladega. Tyler Reddick stayed here all night with us. He even burned it down with the winner last night as they worked together heavily last night. It is awesome to continue to see some of the stars and the legends of NASCAR coming out to the S&M series as we continue under caution. Make sure you get in here to the Discord. Like I said, you never know who's going to pop in next with us. Dave Scott says he believes that it's actually Tyler Reddick's second time running with us in our series here. So hopefully we continue to see Tyler maybe during his off season as they get prepared to go to Daytona in just a few weeks. Well, Dave Scott's leading this thing, so let's give you, Justin Lee Pearson's leading this thing. Let's give you the rundown. Dave Scott second, Trevor Haley third, Peyton Snyder in the fourth position. Kevin Dixon's going to round out your top five. He's up 7 positions from where he started. James Smith in sixth, Evan Perry, Brandon Showers, he's up 16 spots from his original starting spot, so he's already moving his way forward. Blaine Snyder has lost a few there on that pit cycle. You saw him in his pit box. It looks like he may have slid a little too far and lost a little bit of ground. Gary Bergeron's going to round out your top 10. Jonathan Wright, Derek Jacobs, the ever so dangerous Zach Cato. If you want to talk about a guy who has improved miles from when he started with us, Zach Cato is, I'm telling you, not far away from grabbing his first win. Tommy Rogers in 14th. Nicholas Parker, another dark horse driver, riding here with us tonight. He's up 6 spots, riding in the 16th position. Jamie Shaw on the inside at 15th. Nick Bauman, you saw get caught up in that wreck. John Miles, Kyle Cameron, Jerry Fassett, Peyton Kleba? I want to say Kleba. Klebba. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's a part of the Discord. We're keeping an eye on him tonight. I know some of the drivers were a little worried, but we'll keep an eye. James Jepson is here with us tonight. That's awesome. He always makes the Friday night event. Steve Darling, Charlie, I'm going to say this is Hoosier, not Hauser, but I don't know. Ricky Miles, Tim Shiflett, Chris Waldron, Matthew Brown has made another appearance with us this evening. He got up here and led some laps the other night. Randy Showers, Brian Hayes, who you saw caught up in that wreck, he is grabbing his lap back. So we have 31 cars still on track. The rule at S&M is if you go a lap down, you are free to get it back.
We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
As you hear it there, they delayed the start to help get Brian Hayes caught back up. He had to tow that car. He couldn't even steer that thing. So the rule at S&M is if you go a lap down, you are free to get your laps back. Just call out before you stop in your pit box before you get black flagged from the iRacing servers. Normally, NASCAR has the lucky dog. It's one driver at a time, but we want to encourage to keep as many drivers in here as we can. You see some guys a little further in the back, a little bit of a strategy move here. Chris Waldron's heading down pit road. Randy Showers likewise, and Matthew Brown. They're going to top off on fuel since we're going one more time around. Not a bad strategy call because from here on out, we are green flag racing until the end of the stage. So this could put them quite potentially in a spot where they can make it. They might be able to stay in the draft, save a little fuel, where the leaders might have to make a green flag pit stop here. Well, the drivers are rolling through turns 3 and 4. Let's just give one more shout out to D&D Graphics for helping put these things on. You see the 12 car, the 009 right there on the inside. Cars all painted by him. If you have a car you want painted to maybe look like your quarter midget, you want it to look like anything you race, he should be able to do it here. Let's try to get you a better look at some of the detail on these cars here. Let's try to find a better camera angle there. You see the 12, you see all the intricacies of that paint job. Appreciate those guys having our logo on the side of these things. Kevin Dixon, another car painted by D&D Graphics, as well as the one of James Smith. Ricky Miles also has one painted by him, so check him out. Come into the Discord or reach out to me. I will get you in contact with him to paint you up some cars. Well, Justin Lee Pearson is going to lead us back to green here. It's it's like Hauser. Okay, fair enough. See? I wouldn't know unless you told me. So Hauser. Got it. Well, I'll try to remember it. I can't promise you I'll remember it the first time around, but I will definitely get it down pat by the end of this thing. As the leaders are coming off of turn 4, the pace truck should pull down here momentarily. Justin Lee Pearson with his teammate on the outside of David Scott will get us back going. Green flag racing from Talladega. When we do, let's go ahead and just mute the mic. Let's crank up the volume. Let's get it to a couple of different vantage points as the drivers wind it up. Let's crank it up.
Green flag, green flag.
Some awesome shots around the Talladega Superspeedway as we get a look at Charles Hauser as he corrects us on the proper way to say it in that lightning Napa car. Not much going on in the pack right now. You got some guys that looks like they might just be playing strategy. You see the 44 getting out of line. He's just going to ride around the tail end of this thing and try to stay out of chaos as Justin Lee Pearson with his teammate continue to lead, coming to the completion of lap 13 here from Talladega. We told you the racing should be much better tonight. It looks like it is living up to that so far. It is fairly tame. We're only 2 wide for the most part around the track. As Bergeron goes the outside, the one's looking inside. No, he checks up, gives some room. It's going to cause a little stack up. It's fairly calm at the moment, but I can assure you by the end of either the stages for bragging rights and most definitely with the win, you will see some 3 wide there. It is getting towards the stage, so Nicholas Parker says, well, let's make it interesting. Let's get the 3rd lane up there and going. Nick Bauman, Mr. Talladega, I told you he would not be in the back long. The one car is going to be in a bad pinch here. He has no help until he falls back. That's going to give all the momentum to the outside. Nick Bowman pushing the 4 car hard. And it looks like Nick Parker could potentially at least lap around the 33. Might have something to say about that, but the 4 is going to lead lap 14. The completion of lap 14. They're going to drop to the bottom here, which is unusual. Usually the high line is where you want to be. You just saw all the passing, so I wonder if James took even more fuel out of these things on these guys tonight. And we could be coming to seeing some. Oh, the 55 is going around. Oh, Kyle Cameron. Oh, no, he saves it. Oh, my goodness. Way to hang on to that, Kyle Cameron. What a awesome save. I thought for sure we were going to take the back half of this back out right there. We did say it is some of the best that S&M has to offer. None of us have a pro license here. We have a lot of A-class drivers. Nobody claims to be the best in the business at this, but we have probably more fun than most hosted race sessions. This is a full-blown community here. There are so many people working to make this thing possible that James Smith started. He was open to help, and that he took, and this thing has bloomed into something I don't think many of us were expecting this to turn into. Absolutely unbelievable the route that this has gone down in just a few weeks time. You see it there. They are third wide for third. Justin Lee Pearson and Dave Scott take the lead back from Nicholas Parker and Nicholas Bauman. Brandon Showers going to make a big move to the inside. Now we're three. We're almost four. Bergeron says, I want to go back to the front. He's got the hookup with Randy Showers and Blaine Snyder there on the outside as they are a 3 by 3 by 3 for the first 4 rows. I don't think we're getting ready to see pit stops anytime soon with these guys putting on a show like this. They are 3 wide down the back straightaway. The 23 moved to the inside lane, checked up that lane a little bit as Gary Bergeron rockets his way to the front. The 58 says, not so fast, I gotta run. He's coming back with the one car kind of splitting lanes. That's going to hurt the outside. He drops down in front of the 58 all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. Randy Showers now in the passing position on the outside with Blaine Snyder in behind him. A lot of movement in the back of the pack here. Who's going to lead this lap around? It looks like Randy Showers is going to score the leader of that lap, so he'll get himself a lap led. He's up 15 spots from his original starting position in the ever so quiet but always hanging around. Jamie Shaw is getting up here in the equation. He's got himself positioned inside the top 10 here. The second pack that moved with Kyle Cameron kind of split this field up. We got one in the outside wall. Matthew Brown, he gets it saved. 3 wide there. Oh, big hit there from the one car trying to get him back moving. Tommy Rogers right behind him with having to check up. Now the second pack back here, they need to do exactly what they are doing. They need to get single file. They need to work together because with the leaders 3 wide, they will catch that pack so fast. Let's see if we can get a look on board. They are only just a few seconds back, but with the draft and with the side draft in these cars, it is unbelievable just how much time you can make up. We must have missed what happened to old Kevin Dixon. He is 31st right now, several seconds. He's actually about to go a lap down. Not sure what happened to Kevin here. He's all by himself. It sounds like he's just getting back up to speed, so I wonder if something happened in the back that we may have missed. And we have carnage. We have carnage. I heard it. We saw some of it. We've got several drivers involved. James Jepson's in it. Steve Darling is back in another one. Brian Hayes can't stay out of it tonight. Scott Darling is in it. We had a wreck, and we are only 5 laps from the stage, so this could play into their benefit. Go in, get your fast repair out of the way real quick. We just talked about him. Jamie Shaw's in it as well. Kyle Cameron, after that unbelievable save he had, he's in it, but this could play into their favor. As long as they don't go a lap down and they get back moving, they might be able to short pit now on the stage break and cycle their way right back to the front. So if there's any blessing in getting wrecked, it is it happening right before the stage. You see a classy move there by the 009. He's just going to get up out of the leader's way. It looks like we only have 7 cars in the lead pack here. That wreck must have started somewhere around the 8, the 4, the 12. I do not see them. We'll try to go back and get a second look at this thing. I mean, there's just so much passing going on. It is hard to keep up with everything as a solo broadcaster, but we'll get a look at it. I think I have it queued up just about where it is after the stage break comes out. We throw the yellow for our stage breaks. I know NASCAR technically has a green and white checker flag. We can't throw that, so we just throw the yellow. We declare our stages out before all the drivers are well aware of when the stages are. The only other benefit to those guys getting wrecked, as you see it there, some of the lead lap cars may have to pit. This could just be a strategy call here for the Showers. They're coming in together here. Again, maybe trying to short pit their stage break here. We'll go back up front. We have 3 SMT cars out front, followed by Zach Cato. Oh, no, they were not involved. They are making up some serious ground. They were at a camera shot just a lap ago, but now the dark horse team of the 8, the 12, and the 17, and the 4 starting to make some headway, catching the leaders, so this could very well get interesting before the end of the stage. You see the leaders just in front of them. He should have the draft of the other Snyder right there. You see the leaders coming down pit road, getting these things checked up. So yes, those guys who got caught up in the wreck might be in a very good position. They might have to take a little more fuel here during the stage break. We'll go back on board with the 8 here. Now he's going to lead this thing with 2 laps to go on this stage. I wonder if the dark horse guys were just riding around trying to save fuel to finish this stage out. They are very good at doing it. I'm going to find it hard to believe that they are going to make it the full stint, but we will keep it right here to not miss out on that. If they do have to pit, we will go check in with the guys who just pitted the lap before them and see how it all cycles out. This time around, the 8, the 17, you hear the downshifting. These guys are really getting on the pit road. Bauman just going to get it checked up. He almost slides the right front. So this now makes it interesting. We'll have to see where these guys cycle out. They weren't pushing very hard, so we're going to have to go back here and check in with Justin Lee Pearson. It looks like some issues for some of those guys coming off pit road. That's not going to help them. Zach Cato pushing the 58 hard. So it could be the Dark Horse guys and One Angry Wives racing team and Justin Lee Pearson, as the leaders are now, the lead pack cars are just getting up to speed. It is going to be close when they get down here. This is the highest camera angle we have from the blimp. We'll see just how fast these guys catch them here. You see them down there on the bottom of the racetrack. They are up to full speed. Nick Bauman is a little further back. That is not going to help out. They should be able to go right around him. Nick is going to have to do his best to tuck in right behind these guys. Justin's going to get his draft. They'll probably go, jump right to the outside of Nick Bauman. Nick is going to have to do the best he can to hang on the side of the 6. Looks like he's going to pick up a little speed immediately, get up there in behind them. So now we are coming to the stage. We'll see who has the momentum. If the 58 and the 6 can get there, they are closing fast. But last night's winner looks like he might have it in the bag as they come to 25. Yes, last night's winner, Peyton Snyder, is going to get the stage win. Well, let's see if we can go back here and take a look at what happened a little earlier. Just a few laps to go. Again, this app loves catching wrecks mid-wreck. So here we go. Oh, we're going to have some bad. This is going to be, yes, this is in the lead pack here. This looks like this could just be a push that has gone wrong for somebody. The 35 is going to get the left side, and it's going to lead to a triple push from the 84. It's just going to cause a stack up. Then it's going to turn the 35 hard into the outside wall, probably break the right front of that machine, making it impossible. James Smith is trying to rejoin. I don't think he can see the 32 there. That is going to drive the 32 into the 34, and that is going to lead to a little bit of chaos. You see the 33 trying to turn under the wreck. Just gets into the side of Cato. It probably breaks the right front. You see a ton of sparks out of the 55 machine there. Probably going to lead to some more crashing. Yes, the 55 with the broken right front from being hit in the door from the 33 trying to turn down. So that is what led to that wreck there. I'm not sure if anybody else then drives into this thing later on. We'll speed it up. Sure do. Peyton does not hit the brakes, runs over the 68 and spins him into it. The 47, that's just cars coming up and down the racetrack. Unless you are almost at a stop, it is very hard. This is what they call a self-cleaning racetrack. These cars just go up the banking and come right back down. Well, Justin Lee Pearson has taken the lead. Peyton Snyder, Trevor Haley, Randy Showers, James Smith have all come down pit road. So an interesting strategy call here. Nick Bauman might be why he was a little further back. He may have taken some more fuel. He may have filled the thing up so he didn't have to pit under the stage brake. Well, while the lights are still on in the pace car, let's bring in Mr. Talladega himself and try to get an explanation as to what happened on that round of pit stop. Nick Bauman, we saw you a little far off your teammates there. Did we go with the full fuel load to not have to pit under the stage brake?
I may have.
All right, doesn't want to give his away secrets, but I know better. We see your teammates going back down pit road. They did get the stage win. You've been caught up in one wreck so far, but so far the racing seems like it is a ton of fun. What's it like from behind the wheel?
It is a ton of fun. A lot of close quarters racing, 3-4 wide at times, before it goes awry.
Yeah, we said none of us claim to be pros at this thing. We're A-class drivers. We have some 5K, some 4K, some 3K drivers, a lot of 2K drivers. But so far, it has been fairly tame. Not a ton of 3 wide. I'm going to assume as the laps click down, we're going to see a lot more of that. Well, the 8 car is ever so dangerous here in real life and in our sim. But tonight there's 2 of them. What's it going to take to make the difference between your 8 and some of the other cars on track to get it back in victory lane where we normally see this machine at Talladega?
Not really. It's just the equipment. I got a bad, fast Dark Horse Mountain Dew Chevy. We'll try to get her in victory lane, like always.
All right, well, you have 3 SMT drivers right there. I have a feeling they're probably not going to help you on this restart, but your teammates aren't too far behind. We will catch up with you a little later on, Nick. Good luck.
Thank you, bud.
As we get him back down there, you see one guy getting his lap back as they continue to pace. So let's go through and see if we can bring in maybe a guy not having the best of races right now. He's already had a tow twice, but he is always a positive guy. A fellow Jolly Volley himself, Brian Hayes. Not the best start so far for you. You've gotten checked up for some wrecks, and then you get drilled through from behind. Well, they say it comes in 3s, so maybe we only have 1 more wreck for you to get out of the way, and then the 47 car is going to pilot his way to the front. What do you say?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank you for your service and everything you do for the community of Chester, PA up there, and the calendars you guys provide and those washboard abs you have from figure skating, It those droves for the community up there, but my racing tonight has been it's been horrific. No fault to my own, This last wreck, I was pushing Shifty. All of a sudden, he goes low, and there's cars parked in the track. I never even got to let off the gas.
It is. It does happen fast here. I can't even talk at this point. I hate you so much. Thank you for your service, sir, over there and.
I will not be on the calendar anytime soon.
Oh, stop it. We're going to make you the centerfold.
No, you can't kidnap big dudes.
Sure you can. All you got to do is tempt him with a gift card to a local place to eat. What do you mean?
Oh, this is true. Yeah, 3 burgers get me every time.
See? There you go. All right, well, hopefully the tides start to change for you. Thank you for your service. I'll drop you back in with your team.
Happy to be here, brother. Have a great night.
You too, buddy. Some of the personalities in S&M, they always catch you off guard. Peyton last night, Alex LeBeau caught me off guard with a couple of their soundboards last evening when we drug them in here. As we are going to get ready to go back green flag racing here, the pace truck is pulling down off the racetrack. A familiar sight so far tonight. The 58 is going to lead them to the restart zone, and they are going to get the second stage of this race started from Talladega.
Green flag, green flag.
A absolutely emphatic wave of the green flag by the virtual flagman. I don't like Nick's, and I said I don't think he was going to get much help from the SMT crew. Nick has absolutely put it on these boys here lately. 75 going to try to get him off of him here with the side draft before Nick can hang on too long. The 4 car with a huge push by Kyle Cameron. The Angry Wives car, Nick is by himself. Now he's going to find a little help as the SMT go 1, 2, 3 up at the front. Peyton and the 12 and the 8, and now the fourth dark horse car of the 4 car is going to drop down with Kyle Cameron. We love to give interviews to the Angry Wives guys, especially Kyle and Cameron. They are service members, so we also have to actually thank them for their service, where Brian and I just like to give each other a ton of crap about it. These guys in the armed forces doing some awesome work and some awesome racing. Kyle also painting these cars up for even some of the SMT crews. You see that chromatic looking 55 as he got ditched by just about everyone right there. Kyle, we're going to have to talk to some guys about that. The 29's still having some internet issues, but Kyle finds their unofficial teammates of Brian Hayes, the guys we just talked to, and they are going to try to find their way. Another guy here, I know he had a good weekend last weekend of football, at least for him. Let's try to find him in our running order. The 68 machine. Where are you hiding tonight? Are you hiding in a new number on me? Some of these guys like to switch it up on me and just keep me guessing. There he is, Steve Darling. He's in the Bills Mafia machine. The 29 continuing to have some internet issues going all over the place. I know he enjoyed his team's win last week. I know I enjoyed my Philadelphia Eagles win. Hopefully our two teams will see each other in the Super Bowl. Sorry if I offend you, but nobody wants to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again. I'm sorry. We just don't. Even if my Eagles do not make it, I do not want to see the Kansas City Chiefs in there. So I'm pulling for the Buffalo Bills as Justin Lee Pearson continues to lead this thing. The dark horse cars are now nose to tail on the outside as they start to move their way forward. You see it there, Nick Parker rocketing up in front of the 58 for just a second. The 23 of Brandon Showers in there. 58 is going to try to come up inside trap. The 8, a little contact there. Now the Dark Horse boys get it realigned. Going down the super stretch here. Some awesome painted cars. It looks like Dave Scott might be getting a little hot. Pushed a little too long. He's going to try to crowd the 12. The side draft is really, really important in these Gen 6 cars with the large rear spoiler that these things have on board. If we can, I will try to get you a look at this thing. You see the size of the rear spoiler. If you can deflect some air on the rear of the car in front of or beside you, it will really slow them down. Well, Nicholas Parker has gone up here and taken the lead. The Dark Horse cars have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, and that could spell trouble for the rest of the pack as, oh no, Nick Bauman has disappeared from the racetrack. Is he having internet connections? That's really going to hurt the outside line. Is where did he come from? Jamie Shaw up 11 spots. He gets down with Bergeron. It looks like we have lost the 8 car. That'll be temporary. I'm sure he'll come back on the stage or the yellow. He will be able to get his lap back. No, Nick Bauman has reappeared on the track. He's still here, but with that, iRacing does not score your car, and it acts like it doesn't exist. So any draft that you may have had, you now lose, which kills a ton of speed. You see Nick Bauman further back here in the back now. Looks like he's got it worked back out. Brian Hayes might just say, I don't even want to get up here involved in it. So it looks like the 47 is content hanging out where he is in the back. We have some guys a little further back. Chris Hauser, making sure I say that right back, is working with Zach Cato and Matthew Brown. Chris Waldron also in the 3 iRacers Lounge car back here. Just a couple cars off pace right now. Jonathan Wright, Jerry Fassett, they're working together, and Tommy Rogers is all by himself. This is a sight you do not want to see. You see the speed, 186 by himself, as we'll go back up here to the leaders, and they are doing 194 mid-quarter. So it is some lonely laps from the Talladega Superspeedway when you have lost the lead draft, but they know they have a stage, and they also have a yellow flag still in the bag for this stage as we are on lap 34 of 100. The second stage is at lap 50, so if we do not get a caution fairly soon, they are already 7 laps into this run, we could potentially see green flag pit stops fairly soon. The aggressiveness is ramping up. I think these guys know green flag pit stops are not too far away, so they are going to try to get their cars out front and maybe to the bottom of the racetrack. The Dark Horse guys are going to keep them crowded up there, try to slow them down, but it doesn't matter. Derek Jacobs and Kyle Cameron and Nick Bauman, the guy we just saw lose his internet connection for a minute, are now getting it wound up in the high lane, trying to move themselves forward. The Dark Horse cars start pushing. There is definitely a secret to keeping your car cool. Sometimes it'll allow some guys to gain some momentum while you keep your car cool, and then those guys get hard back on the bumper of the car in front of them and start pushing to keep themselves in front of the lanes that are coming. You see the 12 move down now with his teammate to the bottom of the racetrack. I have a feeling if the 17, the 21, and the 4 can also get clear, they will be coming down. It doesn't seem like we could go many more than 14 or 15 laps on a stint. Let's see it here. It looks like 16 laps was the longest that anybody went in the first stage. So we are getting to about that point where we are going to need some green flag racing, green flag pit stops. And with these guys 3 wide, you might have some guys really fighting to get to the bottom of the racetrack. We are just shy of, we should say, about 11 laps, so we shouldn't be too terribly far away from green flags pit stops, just in 3, 4, maybe 5 laps. Derek Jacobs is going to continue to work the outside. Kevin Dixon has made his way back up here to the 3rd car line on the outside as they are going to rock it around the outside with James Smith, and now you're going to see Derek Jacobs immediately leave the high lane. I don't know if he wanted to do that. That was the lane that just got you there, although, like we said, with the green flag pit stops shortly upcoming, that just might be a strategy move to get themselves up there. The 12's going to jump in front of the 009, making an aggressive move. Now we see some of the S&M crew working their way to the front. Several teams. We've seen the SMT crew out front. We've seen the Dark Horse crew. We've seen the Angry Wives car, including the 55 right there. We've seen some of the independent drivers like Derek Jacobs get themselves to the front, and now the S&M crew right there in the 009, the 1 in the 84, working their way up to the front of this thing. So a lot of movement on the racetrack currently. Let's go back here in the back of the pack. I don't see, as of right now, any indication of any wrecks on the racetrack. Zach Cato and this group has found a 4-car tandem, so if they can get and stay single file, I should say, they should start to catch, especially that 2-car pack in front of them. The speed differences with 2 versus 4 is substantial. We'll go back up here and get a look on board with Randy Showers as the 009 might try to get up there in front. No, he's going to stay. Some awesome looking race cars. Well done D&D graphics on these things. Let's get a look here from Kyle Cameron's on board. His hands working inside that race car. Here we go. We have some guys coming down pit road. Kyle Cameron is in. Derek Jacobs is in. Get that thing woed up for pit road. It looks like they are all going to get in clean. So the SMT and the 1 Angry Wives racing car is in currently. That's going to hand the lead over to Showers for the time being. His son Brandon Showers right behind him. The leaders are starting to get single file. The 8 and the 23 need to get clear quickly so they can drop down in front of this so they can go ahead and make their pit stops. Looks like the 23 is almost clear. Randy says, sorry, I gotta go. Oh, that's gonna be tight. They get it down. It looked like the 8 was gonna, and we have a yellow, so we must have had somebody somewhere making oops and wreck. I don't see anything. It may have just been on and off pit road. Let's see if we can find something that happened on the racetrack and our scoring ticker here. I'm just getting alerts that guys are in, on, and off pit road. I'm not seeing what may have brought out the yellow flag. We'll have to ask some of these drivers after their pit stops. Well, for the guys who just went down pit road like Kyle Cameron and company, this is going to work out great for them. They are going to be cycling right back to the front, barring they do not go 1 lap down. You saw a car in the outside lane in front of the lap cars. That's why you had that little bit of a stack up. So Randy Showers and Brandon Showers are going to be P1 and 2 for now. Kevin Dixon, S&M driver and admin, same thing. Mr. CEO James Smith John Miles recovering nicely into 357. We saw him caught up on some things earlier. Trevor Haley, Jamie Shaw, Gary Bergeron, Nick Bauman, and Peyton Kleba is rounding out the top 10. Just outside, Nicholas Parker, Peyton Snyder, Blaine Snyder, Cameron Young, Ricky Miles with a nice recovery so far. In that 5 machine, 15th. Brian Hayes starting to move his way forward. Now he's riding P16. Matthew Brown, Jerry Fessett, Chris Waldron, Justin Lee Pearson, and his group who just pitted. It's going to be dependent. Let's see if they have to check up. It looks like they may have gotten away with it here. They stayed on the lead lap, so they will cycle to the front. Here comes the leaders now. They are on pit road here. Well, we'll see when we go green flag racing again. They still might not have enough to make it all the way to the end of stage number 2 until lap 50. So we'll have to do some driver interviews. But while we do, let's go ahead and bring in one of the guys that was leading this thing or up front. Let's bring in the 23 machine of Mr. Showers. Well, Brandon, you have made your way from the back to the front. You've been hanging out there most of the night. How is the race going from your perspective?
Very clean so far. It's been very fun. Nothing to complain about, honestly. It's been a bunch of fun racing with the guys tonight. Glad I could make it out.
Well, we're glad to have you here. Looks like you have jumped on the new bandwagon. Red Bull is back in NASCAR. You must be pretty excited to see that coming back as you've thrown that on your scheme tonight. We've seen you in the Busch Apple car lately. What inspired this paint job change?
I don't know. Well, I am excited for Red Bull to make a return. Thanks to you for the info about it, or else I wouldn't have known. So tonight, I don't know. I kind of just felt like racing a new paint, you know what I mean? And I just looked up Red Bull because I seen the picture again, and I was like, you know what? I want to race for some Red Bull. So here I am racing the Red Bull.
Well, that's awesome. We haven't seen them in NASCAR in quite some time since we've seen them. What was that, with Brian Vickers back in the day when they had the 83, 84 machines? Well, they'll be back with Trackhouse next year. I was just scrolling around Facebook, and I was like, I must have just hit the Facebook button as they posted it, because it said now on NASCAR, and it must have been breaking news. I thought that was pretty cool to see them back. Well, congratulations so far. You are up 18 spots from your starting positions, working your way forward. You got the old man the lead there for a little while. Are we going to see some more of that? And you guys putting these things, maybe we see the father-son duo, P1, P2.
Hoping to.
I think you want to see the son-father, though, as they cross the finish line there.
I would like to see the son-father, but, I'll give the father the push.
All right, well, good luck, buddy, as this thing keeps going for the rest of the race, man.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you for broadcasting.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we'll move him back down to his chat. There's so many teams in here right now. I got to drop them like almost one team at a time right now. Zach Cato looks like he might be, is he making deals, or did I accidentally hit a button? I'll drag him back just in case. Sorry, Cato, if you were mid-conversation. I moved you. I don't know if I accidentally moved you when I was trying to put Brandon back in his team. The lights are out on the pace car. Get a look at that Red Bull machine as he goes around under the yellow flag. Well, a familiar sight out here. Justin Lee Pearson and Evan Perry, Dave Scott, are going to be 1, 2, 3 yet again. Kyle Cameron not far behind them right there. You see the Showers in the 8 and 23. The S&M boys of Kevin Dixon and James Smith also right there, and they should be in row 4 outside, inside. Yes, they are. So a lot of teams represented. You have SMT, S&M, the Showers, and an Angry Wives racing car, and an independent guy of Derek Jacobs out there. So a lot of diversity, not too terribly far behind. You see the Dark Horse cars back there. But let's get back to the racing action here. Justin Lee Pearson is going to take us to the green flag. The pace truck is off. David Scott's got to tighten this pack up here a little bit. There you go. May have caught him. Still in fourth gear. They're getting ready to wind this thing up. When we go back green flag, we will get you back into some of the crank it up cameras as these guys go around the 2.66 mile super speedway. The green flag is out. The remainder of stage 2, we only have 7 laps to go in the stage, so this will make it very interesting. A lot of cars, but let's go ahead and crank it up. Chaos. Some guys sideways, some guys were in the wall. The 29 is around. The 17 is going to hang on to it. Matthew Brown gets through it, so it looks like we might just have a single car here. Tommy Rogers, no, also gets caught up in something. Man, Tommy has been the bug and not the windshield lately. He's gotten caught up, so just 2 cars in that, but that definitely has spread. Oh, one of the guys we were just talking about there, looks like he's coasting around. He might have some damage on that 8 machine. Yes, that right front has seen better days. Tim Shiflett just in the checkup is going to lose some track position as well. These guys, I cannot believe that it was not more cars, but like I said, we go out and try to showcase these guys' talents here at S&M. But let's go back out front because we do have some changes. Kyle Cameron has rocketed his way to the point in front of the 58 machine. The 009 of Kevin Dixon found himself there for just a second. He's on the bottom with his teammate. Now Kyle Cameron's going to go back to the bottom of the track. It is shaping up to be one interesting end to stage number 2. You see it there, the aggressiveness is going up. The 84 has got some damage. He may have gotten a small piece of what was the start of that wreck, but he is hanging in there, fighting for it there in the middle groove. The 12, the 1, the 8, the 4, the 21, the 7. Your top 14 still all battling for the stage win there. Be interesting to see if with them 3 wide, can this second pack led by Steven Darling, if they can catch that first group there. They are not too terribly far ahead. If they push good, they can easily make up the 3 seconds, especially if they're 4 wide like they are up here. Oh, they make it through. They're still 3 wide. Brandon Showers has now got himself to the point off the nose of the 55 machine. They're starting to pull away a little bit. We have 3 laps to go in stage number 2. They might like to see this out the rear view. Everyone behind them 3 by 3 by 3. That's going to allow them to maintain a gap, hopefully, but no, Kevin Dixon and James Smith start to pull away from the guys on their outside. So they are going to pull down. Now we'll see what Kevin Dixon does going down the back straightaway. They have it single filed out. Now the 12 and the 8 laying back a little bit as we are heading to the final few laps of stage number 2. Let's go back in here and see if we can get on board again with Steve Darling has fallen back. They got themselves a little side-by-side. That is not going to help. Zach Cato now pushing the 4 car. We'll take a look up board, see have they made up any ground at all. Maybe a little. They're going to have to really start pushing if they're going to get there. They started to make up a little bit of time, but you're really going to have to rotate out the pushing cars so they don't get too hot if you want to have a shot at the stage here. Let's see when the ticker refreshes, though. They have lost a little time. They are down 4.4 with the mix-up that they had going on. So let's go back out front because now the 12 has found himself out front. Now the 8 car goes to the high side of him. He's going to leave his teammate out by himself. The Pied Piper of Talladega now goes to the point as they approach the final lap of the stage. Wow, there is some moving, but what they did is they gave the SMT cars the next 3 spots behind the leader here as we are on the final lap. There goes the 58, there goes the 72, there goes the 75. The 8 is going to have to hang on the doors of these guys and hope to slow them down as Dave Scott comes up and says, get out of my lane, I am hanging in here, but that is going to hurt more than help. The 21 is now going to get on the back bumper of the 8. If the 72 is cool, he might be able to keep out front Justin Lee Pearson. The 21 is not going to be able to really help the 8 until he gets back to him, but that is going to help. That is going to help big time. The 8 is now going to get a draft from the 72. The 8's going to go up to the top. Does the 21 go with him? No, the 21 goes to the bottom all by himself. That is only going to help Justin Lee Pearson now as they're coming back to the start-finish line. The 21 to the inside, but it is going to be Justin Lee Pearson grabbing himself another stage as they are 3 wide coming to the end of stage number 2. Lord, if that is how stage 2 goes, we only have one more left of the race. We have a 3rd stage, then the final stint. If they're going to race like that for one of the stages, what is it going to take to get yourself a win? So far, the 58 car proving himself to be a force of the field here tonight. They're going to have to check up and wait on the pace car. You see them. They might even have to go to about 3 miles an hour on the racetrack to get there. So we will get you as soon as the running order officially gets back in line. Who was your top 5 when they get back behind the pace car? Jepson saying, need a second pair of eyes. Yes, we do up here, but you're in the car tonight. So hopefully, Evan down there with Trevor. I guess they say the grass is a little tall there in turns 3 and 4. Evan's going to give him a little brake check down there on the bottom of the racetrack. It looks like we have some crashing with some guys under the yellow flag, or is that it just... No, that is just them trying to get checked up. The game is saying they're crashing. So the 58 takes the stage. Blaine Snyder should get P2. Trevor Haley catching up. It should be Evan Perry, I believe. And Brandon Showers, your top 5. What is up, Jepson? How's it going, buddy?
I'll come up here to join you at the booth and get some practice. It's just not happening for me tonight.
Not happening for the driver of the 13. Caught up in a couple things, are you?
Well, I did. Got up to the front and then got into a big one and just not working. So I figured I'd come up, be a second set of eyes, and we can do what we need to do.
Alrighty. Well, welcome to the broadcast booth. I don't have to talk to myself nearly as much out here. Justin Lee Pearson is going to win the race off pit road. Blaine Snyder, Trevor Haley, James Smith is working his way back to the front, and the Pied Piper of the 8 car of Nick Bauman is going to be your top 5. Well, we always see Nick James up here at the front. From behind the wheel, do you see what he does anything different than anyone else behind the wheel where he continuously finds his way up to the front?
You know, we all race with Nick, and for some reason he can just wheel that car just that quarter inch better than the rest of the group lately. So
he is...
Everybody's trying, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes raw talent just takes over. Well, the pace car is still on the track, and we are talking about him. Nick Bauman, welcome back to the broadcast booth. I have a second set of eyes up here with me tonight, James Jepson. We're just talking about how you get yourself up to the front all the time. You continue to stay there. The racing was rather intense for the second stage. Man, if that intensity keeps up, what is the end of this thing going to look like?
You know the fall race in 2012 here? It's going to look like that.
Yeah. Are we saying we might have some guys in the grandstands by the end of this thing?
We might have a couple Carl Edwards. Might have a Ricky Craven going into the turn 1 fence.
Well, the S&M race the other night. If anyone goes through and looks at the previous broadcasts at their truck race, I know you saw it. Hopefully, we don't have nearly as many cars airborne, but I have a feeling with how aggressive it has been, there's a good possibility of that.
Yeah, good chance. Hopefully, it happens all behind the number 8 Mountain Dew Chevy.
All right, well, we've already interviewed you. You got enough TV time, so go back to your chat. We'll bother some other guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, James, let's bring in a couple of your teammates, shall we? Let's bring in, if you want to drag down the number 84 car as I look through my running order to try to find him. Let's try to get
Kevin,
Jamie.
right?
Jamie Shaw. Let's get Jamie Shaw
All right,
up
let's
here
get
in the
Jamie
booth.
here.
I got to find him in my running order. Where did Jamie disappear
Hey,
to?
Jamie. This is James up in the booth with Craig. I
Hey,
switched
what's
positions
going on?
tonight. How you doing?
I got an assistant up here tonight. Well, we saw you up front earlier. Where are you hiding at right now? I don't even see. I usually look for the
I'm in
Canadian
the back.
flag. Oh, okay. Now I got you. You just came off pit road. You got your Do It for Dale banner. It looks like we also have 3 or 4 Canadians in here. Usually I could just go look for the Canadian flag and easily pick you up, but now you got some brothers in here with you.
Yeah, I noticed that last week, actually. Somebody from where I actually live is in here.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we've seen you up front earlier. What's it going to take to get back up front and keep it there? There has been some aggressive racing for the end of the stages. What's it going to take to get up there?
Yeah, I've been trying to stay out of that 4 wide, but I've also been making it work to my advantage sometimes with that draft.
There you go. Well, Nick Bauman's predicting we might have some cars airborne at the end of this thing coming to the checker flag. Do you have the same mindset?
I might be one of them.
Well, as long as you get there first, it doesn't matter how you get there. They just ask, did you get there first?
That's right.
All right, well, good luck making your way back up through the back as we get ready to go green flag racing.
All right, thanks, boys.
Thanks, Jamie. All right, we got him back in this team group.
All right, awesome. Well, we have Justin Lee Pearson continue to lead this thing. We're going to have to get his thoughts here on the next yellow flag. He has been out front a majority of this race as they get ready to go back green flag racing. James, how about you call this lap getting to green?
No, I got call this when I'm still setting up all my screens to get out of this.
All right, I'll take care of that. You go ahead and get everything situated. Justin Lee Pearson is going to jump up in front of Blaine on the outside. Trevor and the 8 car, the ever so dangerous pair, getting back going here on the bottom of the racetrack with Brandon Showers has now joined them. The 75 looks like he's going to go with his teammates. So Justin Lee Pearson continues to lead this thing going down the super stretch at Talladega. We'll go back here. Let's try to get some of the guys who haven't been up front much of the night yet. I'm still waiting for this 6 car of Zachary Cato to emerge from the back of the pack. I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. The 34 car, we saw him involved in some stuff earlier. He's back going. He's in a little bit of the hornet's nest right now, so 3 wide. Ricky Miles down there, he's sporting a new paint job. Let's see if we can get a good look at that thing. The good looking number 5 car, the guy who's doing a ton of leg work from behind the scene. What an awesome looking race car, again painted by D&D Graphics. The 67 we haven't said much from, but one of Jamie Shaw's companions from Canada. He is with us. He has been sticking with us for several weeks. Also, just continue to see the 67 up in here. Jamie Shaw finally starting to get himself sorted out. Well, it looked like we got some wrecks. Yes, we do. We have some action. There's the cars flipping that they said the 75, the 009, the 44 gets caught up in a late. Oh, to 72. Woo! The 357 just works his way through it. Brandon Showers looks like he's already on pit road. We'll have to go back and take a look at what happened here when the yellow flag comes out. We shouldn't be far from it. Let's go ahead and see the 58, the 21, the 72. It is a lonely pack up front right now, James. The second pack has a couple more cars in it. They should be able to run them down. It's just going to be dependent on when does the yellow flag come out. You see it there. Not a lot of ground for Trevor Haley and company to make up when they only have 3 there. We We are on lap 55. This should bring out a yellow either this time by or next time by. Hopefully we have it all queued up right. We can find out just what happened in that wreck. Oh, the 12, you see the red stepping out a little bit there. Justin Lee Pearson continues to lead, but with a sizable pecker. Oh, the 33 looks like he has some right front damage. So I think we have found where the mayhem started. Somewhere in the front pack, they are catching the lead three rather quickly of Justin Lee Pearson, Blaine Snyder, and Evan Perry. Going around the racetrack here. We'll see when the yellow flag is going to come out. I have a feeling we might just see it this time to turns 3 and 4. We just might. The 21 was showing his nose. The 12 is going to jump to the outside, making an aggressive move, trying to get to the front. The 58 is going to throw the block. Oh, the 12. Woo! What a move there by the 12. I don't know how he doesn't turn off the nose of the 21 car. That hurt the momentum. They're 4 wide. Justin Lee Pearson's going backwards a little bit. Out of all of that, the 4 of Nicholas Parker is going to come away with the lead. The 12 wants to jump up in front of the 58. He says, I'm not going to push my luck twice in one lap. Woo! We have action on the racetrack. These guys are really putting it out there. Nick Parker and Peyton Snyder are now leading this thing. I am surprised we have not seen the caution flag yet, James.
Yeah, that caution flag's going to be a key thing here, because we're coming up middle of the stage. Everybody's going to start thinking strategy also.
Yes, and there it is. There is the yellow flag. I knew it had to be soon. These guys, James must have told them, hey, we are throwing it in 2 laps. Good luck, everybody. And that must be why we had such a chaotic run there to the yellow flag. Track position must really mean something tonight because these guys are going after it. They also trust each other. You saw the move that the 12 car made, so a lot of trust amongst these drivers. Let's go back and let's see. We have it queued up with James Smith is going off track again, catching it in the middle of
all
the
right, we need to get James up here, you're saying?
Let's let them go until the pit stops are over with, just so we don't mess with their strategy. It looks like, a quadruple, a 5-time push there, all the way back to the 23. He's going to shoot the 4 out of line. He's going to come up and catch the 75. They just had such a big run. It's going to turn poor James Smith smack into the outside wall in front of the 009, the 68, the 71, the 55. Ricky Miles trying to get it checked up. You see the sparks flying off these things. Oh, my Lord. James ends up right on the roof of the 6 car. The 6 is going to try to turn down, but it didn't really matter which way he went. He was going to get it from either side as they were coming back up the racetrack there. Try to get you some better camera angles as the 3 car is airborne. You see all the rubber chunks, the dirt flying. The 44 tries to get out of the mess. He drives into it, and like we said earlier, it is a self-cleaning racetrack. You'll even see Mr. Shiflett hit the outside wall here, and he's just going to bounce back down. The 3 is still on his lid. The 29, I don't know what the 29 is looking at, man. My Lord, he has driven into yet another wreck about 10 seconds after it has all started. Well, let's go back to the green flag. The 4 car who is leading this thing is back out front. He is in his pit stop. You see the right side tires going up on him. The 8 car looks like he's fuel only.
8 car just took off. Yeah,
so he should lose a little bit of track position. Looks like the 17 and the 12 are going to race off pit road, but the 17 is going to get it, followed by the 12, the 21, and the 8 car. Justin Lee Pearson not far behind, and a guy who took right side tires to only drop 5 spots to P5. Not bad. Trying to do some strategy. Well, co-host, let's bring in the driver of the 58 machine of Justin Lee Pearson. He should be in the SMT chat. He has had that car up front all night long, so let's get a chat with the driver of the 58.
Hey, Justin, it's Craig and James up in the booth. How are you doing so far tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
We are doing spectacular. We have seen that 58 in the SMT crew 1, 2, 3 several times tonight. That 58 car is probably going to be, if not the lap leader of this thing. How do we turn the lap leader into the checker flag winner at the end of this thing?
Well, I guess us SMT guys just got to stay together. Once we're squared up, we're okay. Once we get broken apart, that bottom lane takes over. And then, like I said before, that top lane's you got to dominate that to really stay in the lead.
Yes, sir. The top
You're
lane
saying
seems to be
You're
dominant
saying
here.
the bottom lane is not as dominant as it might be looking tonight?
I think the top lane, if you got a guy that can side draft that's leading the top lane, I think it's dominant over the bottom. But I don't think if you got a side drafter, I think it's the bottom lane then, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. We have seen some guys have actually made the bottom lane work tonight. I wonder if it is the cooler temperatures on racetrack. Well, we continue to see the 58 car up front. Hopefully we see you stay up front. We have seen some intense racing just for the stage wins and even racing back to the yellow. Nick Bauman thinks that some cars might be upside down by the end of this thing coming across the checker flag. What is your pre-thoughts on that?
I mean, usually about 5 to go, it gets pretty rough. So as long as you can keep her pointed straight, you got a shot.
There you go. Well, we see Ricky Miles going and grabbing his lap back. Well, Justin, looking forward to catching up with you a little later on.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Justin.
Justin Lee Pearson in the 58. We have seen him up front quite a lot here lately, James, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
He continues to be a formidable force on the racetrack. Let's see if, well, we're on the back straightaway, so we're going to try to give him some more camera time than just a little straightaway here. We will get the driver of the 6 car in here on the next yellow flag. Cato has been quiet so far tonight. You saw James Smith actually land on top of his car in that last wreck, James. With speeds well over 200, 205 miles an hour, those things happen, and they happen quick. You said yourself you've been caught up in a couple things tonight. Is it just a matter of just sometimes being the bug or the windshield?
Sometimes it's luck. Sometimes it's, I don't know. My last one, I was coming up out of the back, had plenty of room, and just a couple in the front, about 12, 15 cars ahead, got into it. Car stayed down really low, and then all of a sudden, bam, right up in the middle and right in my line. And I go, I just wasn't feeling it tonight, and I wanted to give this a try with you to see where the bugs are, to get 2 broadcasters up here, and watching the race this way is a little bit different. So yeah.
All right, well, we're glad to have you up here. It looks like we have a dark horse front row. Peyton Snyder is going to lead us off here. We are now in the second stage. We are at the point where we have no more cautions to give here. Excuse me, we're in the third stage. We are on lap 60. So lap 75 is the end of the stage. 15 or 14 so laps from now, you see the dark horse guys getting lined up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the outside, leaving the SMT crew on the bottom of Justin Lee Pearson, the guy we just talked to. On the bottom side, they're going to start to get it working. If I'm not mistaken, you were in the car earlier. What does it look like we have for fuel here? It looks like we're around the 16 lap mark. Is that an accurate mark from our diagram?
We're about 14, 15 laps, and then it all depends on where you're positioned, and
if you're saving
you're
any fuel around.
If you could save fuel, you might be able to stretch it to 16, maybe 17, but a lot of it's got to do if you got to pull out the fuel on your engine or anything like that.
Well, so what I'm hearing is we only have 13 laps in the stage. Could some of these guys sandbag at the end of the stage and try to make it on fuel, since we are staying green until lap 75?
I would say yes. We have some drivers out there on all the teams that know how to save a little bit of fuel. Got some teammates that know how to position themselves front, get one in front, one in back to save a little bit of fuel. I think we're gonna have a fight at the end of this stage, and without a fuel stop this time. I really definitely do.
I think so too. Right now, it is, for the most part, we have gone green flag racing. We've seen these guys be fairly tame. Not a ton of 3-wide action so far. We have definitely had some, but not a lot. We've even seen 4 and then 5, and then usually when we get to the 4 and 5 mark, there's some chaos that happens. But right now, fairly tame among this lead pack. You see Tommy Rogers now leading the second pack. With them single file, they will catch this pack in a heartbeat. We'll go on board. We'll take a look at Tommy Rogers. You will just see the run, and I have a feeling before they even exit turn 4, there's a strong possibility that the 34 car will be right up the back bumper of these guys, increasing the size of the lead pack field, which will make, like James said, even more intense coming to the end of stage 3. Is yes, they're not even at the start-finish line yet, and you already see the move. Tommy Rogers trying to position himself in the top lane, and he has brought some friends with him from behind, including the one of James Smith, the 009 of Kevin Dixon, that 6 car of Zach Cato, the 84 of Jamie Shaw, the 67 of Cameron Young. It looks like Matthew Brown is going to try to lead the third lane as we have our 3 wide action going down the back straightaway. Justin Lee Pearson trying to get that side draft on the 4 car there. Bergeron pushing Brown. The 33 has had himself a fairly quiet night. A clean-looking, just white and red Coca-Cola machine.
Yeah, he's handling the middle pretty good. Just working behind the, what's that, the number 4. And yeah, I think he's sandbagging a little bit. He might wait till the end there.
There you go. Well, sometimes it's just about keeping yourself mentally in the game there. You get caught up in wrecks, you get frustrated, getting boxed in. Sometimes you ride around the back of the pack, you relax, you hang out, and then you're like, all right, it's go time. You go in with a fresh mindset, and you're at it. You see the leaders now 3 wide down the back straightaway. Peyton on the inside. His brother, Blaine, in the middle as Matthew Brown gets the lead, but the one car is in the wall. Oh, that is going to lead to a lot of chaos back here. The 009 is in it. Tommy Rogers, a guy we just watched get back to the front, was in it. We saw Gary Bergeron, and oh man, poor Jamie Shaw in it again. We saw the 1 car up there get in the outside wall and couldn't get off it. That led to the giant stack up and the inevitable wreck there. We'll see if we could get a rewind of it.
Yeah, we looked like the wall played a little factor, a little compression. We had the 34 go into the wall, come down, got into the 8, it looked like.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to start with a guy who just pushed the 32 car to the lead. Let's go ahead. I got to find the 1 car in my running order because my cameras are a little messed up. Well, he's not in the 1. James Smith is in the 1 tonight, so we got to find Mr. Bergeron. Where are you hiding at? We'll see it here. James Smith, let's keep moving up. Tim Shiflett. Oh man, we cannot find Mr. Bergeron tonight. Where is he hiding at? And there we go. Gary Bergeron. There we go. We got it queued up now. It seems like he just gets the outside wall, trying to maybe cool down his temps. You see the sparks flying out. The 34 is trying to give him room. The 75 just doesn't have time to check up. Turns the 34 back of the outside wall. Oh, some horrible net code. The 8's going to get turned up in the wall before the 34 even gets in there. The 33 we just talked about, little right front damage. He's going to make his way through it. Kevin Dixon nowhere to go. Steve Darling. And there, does Cato make it through this one? He boots. Oh, no, he got the front end of the 009. So let's go back live and check in with the lead pack. Peyton Snyder continues to lead this thing going around. We still have looking like 10 cars here battling for the lead. We might be a little less than that. The 33 is there. It's saying Zach Cato. Zach Cato is going to be P9 in that machine. So let's get a look ahead. They are pretty far back, but is he lifting to get the 4 car back to him, or was that a sputter? It seems like he was lifting, so it looks like we still have at least 8 or 9 cars. Looks like Evan Perry might be the last car in this front group. Battling out for the 3rd stage here. Peyton Snyder continues to lead this pack with his brother right behind him. Matthew Brown has relinquished the lead. We are on the final lap of stage number 3. What does the 12 car do? Does the 33 try to make a move? Does the 33 push the 12 by? You got Bergeron, the guy who was in the outside wall that led to all the chaos. He's still up there. It looks like Derek Jacobs, Justin Lee Pearson still hanging around on the bottom side. Sometimes the bottom side is the safe place to be as they head down the back straightaway. The top 4 are single file. The 21 is trying to get air. The 17's moving around. He's going to pull the inside lane. This might hurt more than help the 17 as they get ready to come through the tri-oval to end stage number 3 and get us back to it. Oh, a big run by Matthew Brown. Matthew Brown with a big push. Who's going to get here first? Matthew Brown's going to win stage number 3 with a huge push by Derek Jacobs. Oh, I'm sorry. I lied. Lap 75. We're going to lap 75. James, you should have yelled at me. I'm thinking lap 70. We are going to 75. So we still have 5 laps to go to 68. Oh, Lord, he is dragging that blue cone down the racetrack. So your announcer got a little excited. We've had such good finishes on the stage. I got a little excited, James, thinking we were coming to the end of the stage there.
Yeah, our screens are not synced totally perfect tonight, so I've got to kind of catch up with you. But yeah, there's some good running right now. With a couple laps left, we've got a big fight, 2 wide, 4 deep. If one of these 2 lines can get really synced up together, they're just going to dominate, I think. But they're all trying to work together in side draft here. And now we're coming up on some lap cars.
Yeah, it's also going to depend, can the 7 car of Derek Jacobs stay cool enough to continue to push the 32 all the way around? He was pushing him pretty heavily there, so he's going to need some air of that thing. Oh, I don't think the 7 knew the lap car of Randy Showers was right there. That was close. The 17 continues to lead, but this is the point now. We brought it up earlier, and this is why I'm a rookie broadcaster. I'm up here, I'm forgetting things, getting it all messed up, calling out the wrong stages. Do we need pit stops at the end of this stage? Bauman said it was close. So far,
I'm saying no. I'm saying the top 5, 6. They'll be able to manage it just fine.
You think so? All right. Well, that's 13 laps on this run so far. So I'd be curious. I'm going to say the top 3, the way that they've been running, I don't think they're going to make it. I think the 32 could come away with the stage still, even though I called it earlier. He was hanging in the back, so I think he has saved maybe enough fuel.
Well, as they say in real life, you never know how they save till they either run out or finish the race.
That is true. They come off turn 4. It looks like no. Yes. Oh, the 21. Yeah, the 12s are out there synchronized. They came on way too hot. I wonder if that was a last-second call for some of the Dark Horse team. That is not going to help them at all. Justin Lee Pearson is going to get his way back up towards the front. Jonathan Wright is leading this thing in the 33. We'll see if these guys have saved enough fuel to get up there. It looks like Gary Bergeron has gone down pit road, so he's going a lap down. We'll see if Matthew Brown, maybe he has saved enough fuel. He's only doing 199 right now, 198. So he might not even be full throttle right now, trying to make sure he's got enough fuel. He's got a little nose damage from that. He absolutely put Justin Lee Pearson and Evan Perry say, we can't make it. Neither can Jonathan Wright. So right now that's going to hand over the lead to the 8 cars. Crab walking around this thing, trying to make it to the end of the stage. Right now we are on 1 lap to go in the stage. Oh, did the 32 run himself out of fuel? He is very slow. Very slow.
We had a couple going into pits after the yellow flag. Not caught up to the pace car yet. I wonder how the admin's going to handle that one tonight.
Well, the yellow has not been thrown yet. It looks like.
Oh, okay.
We are on. So right now, the 58 is coming out of pit road with the lead. The 32, he's technically P2. The 32's got to try to coast down. He is not going to make it. I don't think he has the clutch pushed in, and the gearing in these cars is going to absolutely kill his speed. He needed to get the clutch pedal set up so he could have tried to coast back around. Yes, he is out of fuel going down, so that is going to come back to Justin Lee Pearson, and Jonathan Wright is pushing him. If I was Jonathan Wright, I would use that lap car of the 3 up there to make this pass, because it is going to be difficult by yourself. Once you get close enough to the car in front of you, you hit an air bubble. So unless he gets a big run here out of turn 4, it looks like Justin Lee Pearson might have himself another stage, but here comes the 33. He's going to take a look. I just don't think he has enough draft to make it work. He's happy riding P2, so Justin Lee Pearson is going to lead stage, or excuse me, win stage 3. I had a feeling the 32 was going to go for it there, James. He was right in the back. It seems like he may have saved just about 3/4 of a lap, not enough.
You know, Craig, you and I have raced with these guys in this track, and I was wrong on this one. Either they've been racing harder than it looks to us today, or something, because I was sure they were going to all have plenty of fuel for that stage.
Well, that is, besides Evan Perry, it looks like, and Pearson, who went 16 laps the first time, it looks like Pearson is going to have to wait up for the pace car. That was the second longest stint that most of these guys have done on fuel so far. It looks like 16 is the absolute max, even if you're saving that you can do. So 15 laps is what they just ran that last stint.
Yeah. Looks like Evan Perry is out of gas on the backstretch. We got...
I think Evan came down pit road. I think he is just waiting on the pace car right now. Yes, they pitted with just...
Cars. There you go.
Yes, they pitted with just a couple laps to go in the stage, and it worked out for him. We'll have to get, after pit stops, the driver of the 12 car up in here. He and his teammates, the 32, putted them, but it looks like maybe there was a little too much rear brake in the number 12 machine as he came down pit road sideways. It almost looked like they were synchronized. Going, we got some cars beating it back, coming to pit road. Maybe some disagreements on the lineup, James.
Well, that could be. Tempers do fly when they come into the stages and the winds.
Well, so far the action has been awesome so far tonight here from Talladega as we get ready to get this third and final stage underway. Look at that, though. Justin Lee Pearson and the guy we were just talking about, unless he was out of fuel when they crossed the line, I'm not seeing him in my running order, so maybe he still is a lap down, but the 12 car appears to have come out behind the 58. No, he is there. The 33 car looks like he stayed on track. Derek Jacobs may have stayed on track along with Dave Scott, so they might be on fuel strategy of their own. They may have pitted even shorter than these guys. Let's go ahead.
Well, as close as they were on fuel, it only takes that 2.5 second fuel, 1.3 gallons to give them what they need.
Absolutely, at least to get back to the stage. Dave and these cats may have taken a full load of fuel to not have to pit under the yellow flag to regain track positions. Everyone always tries to drive through the wrecks. They try the 3, they try the 4 wide, but there is a lot of different ways to make up track position on the racetrack. Guess all kinds of lessons to be learned tonight, says C-Mad 1984. Yes, there definitely is. Let's go ahead and bring in the driver of the 12 car there, James, of Trevor Haley.
All righty. Hey, Trevor, it's James and Craig up in the booth. How are you today?
Hey, how's it going?
Well,
so we're just one. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, James. See, rookie guys up here. Well, was that a late decision for the dark horse drivers there? We saw some chaos. The 32 punted the 21, trying to get it wound up and not hit his brother. But then in the back, I noticed your back tires were sliding. We got a little bit too much brake in that thing.
Yeah, I was watching all the action in front of me and locked the brakes up.
Well, you've cycled your way back up to the front even after wrecking. You've been up here most of the night. There has been a ton of action. there has been a couple wrecks, don't get me wrong, but not the usual amount that you would expect from Talladega. But a ton of passing at the front, ton of 3-wide action. We talked to your teammate earlier. Bauman thinks there might be some cars upside down coming to the finish line. What are you thinking?
It very well could be. It's been a great race so far. A lot of passing, a lot of 3-wide, even 4-wide at times. Should be fun.
Alrighty, well, good luck, buddy. We're going to bring one more guy up into here. He has been talked about a couple times. Let's bring in the driver of the 6 machine, Zachary Cato. It is Craig and James up in the booth. What is going on, brother?
What's up, buddy?
What's up? Well, you seem more chipper than last night. It looks like you are found your way to some track position. It looks like about 7th or 8th here. I know we're getting ready to go green flag, but you have hung out in the back most of the race. Is this the time we see the green car take the green flag and put the pedal absolutely down until he sees God or the checker flag?
I mean, hopefully, we'll see. Yeah, this race is a little better. I mean, the wrecks that I've been in is just you just happen to catch them. But so far, I mean, I can't complain.
Well, we saw you got a good look at the underside of the one car. Do you see any cheating spring packages under that thing? We saw it land on your hood earlier. Did you see anything he had maybe going on under that setup that you could go take back to the AWR team?
Well, I thought I saw 2 Turbskis under there, kind of hidden off, But, hey, whatever they got going on over there is on them.
There you go. Well, we'll send it back down to the officials at the end of this thing. Well, we're going green flag racing. Good luck, buddy, at the finish of this thing. You've had some strong finishes this week so far.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, Craig.
Zach Cato, the driver of the number 6 Angry Wives Racing team, as we are getting ready to go green flag. James, you got your monitors set up?
Hey, Craig.
We got to get him back down to his team.
Oh! Oh, sorry, Cato. It said you were there. It lied to me.
No, you're good, buddy.
Rookie broadcaster. Blame me. All right, let's get Zach Cato back down where he belongs. James, we got all the monitors set up for you. We have, oh, man, one car with a big shove to the 8. Oh, we have Chaos to 7. There they go. That is going to bring out a yellow flag for sure. The one car back and another one. Poor Jamie Shaw. I can't tell if Jamie Shaw got through that or not. If he just got checked up. Not sure if he has damage. Evan Perry's going to take the lead. That was a couple guys trying to give some really big shoves to some cars in front of them that led to that one, James.
Yes, and it was really tight race, and I don't think there was a piece of paper between 3 wide up there right before the wreck.
Well, we still have 22 laps to go, so these guys will get it all sorted out. That was probably the most intense restart we've seen yet. I have a feeling it's only going to ramp up. But the guy we just talked to, James, if you look riding P2, you notice a green 6 car up there?
Oh yeah,
Zach Cato.
He's up because he started at the green flag in 9th, I believe, didn't he?
7th, 8th, 9th, maybe somewhere right in that ballpark.
Yeah.
So he is up. He's actually up 16 positions from his original starting position. He's got an unofficial teammate in front of him in the 72 of Evan Perry, as Evan Perry's going to get himself a couple laps led here. I'm sure we will see the yellow flag here in just a few laps and get this thing restarted. Dave Scott's down there on the bottom of the racetrack, but I said it earlier, Cato continues to impress, and yet again he's hung out all race in the back. Now he finds himself back up front, James.
Yeah, and we got a pretty good fight up there going on right now. Top line starting to form up. We got 6 up on top, 3 on the bottom. Who's going up in the middle there?
Right now it looked like maybe the 12 or the 34 was taking a look, not quite going. Another guy with a big turnaround so far. One of your teammates, one of the guys we love, one of the admins, Kevin Dixon from Lake Stevens. He has found himself back up into the top 10. That is good. He's going to go to the bottom.
Kevin and Trevor are teaming up there on the bottom. Let's see what they can do. Trevor's pushing Kevin hard.
Yes, they are.
They are gaining positions, coming up on a lap car there. Kevin and Trevor go up the middle.
Justin Lee Pearson also going to go with him. Now he
just
tucks
changed
back
mine.
in. He changes his mind. So something tells me with how hard Trevor is pushing the 009 car that we might see our yellow flag this lap as the 6 gets the 72 out of shape. That is going to rocket the 009 to the front. Trevor Haley and Kevin Dixon get it done on the bottom of the racetrack. They go to the point here at Talladega through the triangle. Kevin Dixon's going to get himself yet another lap led. The passing has been incredible. Zach Cato going to turn under the 72 now. He wants to continue his march forward. He's got there, then that is why. He has his teammate of Kyle Cameron there. Oh, the 4. Woo, big checkup. Cato is going to link up with his teammate, try to get that bottom side to work just like Kevin Dixon and Trevor Haley did there on the bottom of the racetrack. They're going to need a little bit more help, although we did just see it there with the 2 leaders. Oh, Kevin.
He's all by himself on top now.
Kevin
Trevor,
did lose his help. The 72 car back out in front here at Talladega as they come off turn 4. And there he is, Jerry Bassett. And there is the caution, Jerry Bassett. We saw him caught up in some stuff earlier. He's up 8 spots from his starting spot. Jonathan Wright continues to impress. He is keeping that Coca-Cola 33 machine up there as well. Well, Evan Perry is going to lead us around under caution. It looks like are they going to have to catch the pace car, James? Or are they checking up? Looks like they're checking up for the
Looks
pace
like
car.
they might be checking up pace cars. Pace car is behind them.
So, I have lost track. James, can you help me out? How many laps to go do we have in this thing?
We have. Let's see. Oh, mine doesn't update because I'm parked on pit road, so I can't update my laps that way.
Yeah, when the caution banner comes out, it likes to stay in the way. But I know we were under 20 laps to go. And like we were talking about earlier with fuel strategy, this is definitely going to come down to track position.
We are in lap 8. We are in lap 83.
On 83, so 17-ish laps to go, if my math is correct. Yes, 17 until we hit 100. However, we've seen these guys stretch it to 16, right? So we're still 1 lap short on making it for some of these leaders, unless we get some more yellow flags. But the inevitable green-white checkers, that is an additional 6 laps under green flag if you have to use all 3, James.
Yes, and history of this track and S&M Racing, we know we're going to get at least 1 yellow. We usually do at least get 1 every race. So they got some thinking to do. They're going to need, I would say they're short about 5 laps for the race to be finished tonight. If we only have 1 green, or 1 green-white checker. If we have a green, I don't know. I think everybody's going to have to at least sneak a stop and go in to get some fuel tonight. But don't count out that 1 extra yellow we might be having between now and then.
Oh, I think we are not done seeing these guys go down and catching a yellow flag as Dave Scott once again has retaken the lead. If I am seeing this right, Evan Perry pulling up beside him. So, again, some more pit strategy for the 75 machine.
Right, we got Dave Scott, Evan Perry, Jerry Fassett, Zachary, Kyle in the top 5 there.
Yes, sir. Jonathan Wright is going to come out in P6. Trevor Haley, 7th. Kevin Dixon in the 009. We saw them rocket to the front. He's going to come out 8th. John Miles, Randy Showers. He's been fairly quiet. Yeah, I know we talked to him twice already, but Nick Bauman hanging back there in 11th. Tommy Rogers, we're just going to bypass him because every time so far tonight, James, I've talked about him, something bad's happened. So Gary Bergeron, Brandon Showers, Ricky Miles continue to march to the front. This is probably the furthest we've seen the 58 car in the field right now of Justin Lee Pearson. Peyton Snyder, Derek Jacobs, Steven Darling, Tim Shiflett is up 10 spots from his starting position in the Home Depot 44 machine, he rounds out the top 20. Matthew Brown, a guy we saw earlier, just come 3/4 of a lap away from taking a stage. He's back in 21st. Cameron Young. Nick Parker, a guy we've seen up front a couple times. I believe he got caught up in something, and he's in the back. And Jamie Shaw in 24th. James Smith in 25th. Blaine Snyder and Chris. What? Hold on. Let me check my notes here.
Waldron.
Yes, Waldron. Okay, I wanted to make sure I was saying it right. I think, was it him that corrected me earlier? No, that was Hauser. Hauser that corrected me. Peyton is still hanging in there. Brian Hayes has retired from this one. So you still have 28 cars on the lead lap, getting ready to get this final little bit going from Talladega. Well, the lights are out on the pace car. It looks like we are rolling out of, what are we rolling out of turn 2 or are we rolling out of turn 4 here, James?
We're rolling out of turn
2. I see the cone now. Well,
yeah, you can't put anything, you know, the racing's been so great today. You know, you're a dark horse team, I'm S&M. But we still can't. We still got a lot of racing to go. Even the guys in the back, you got Jamie Shaw and James Smith, they work really well together, pushing and shoving their way up to the front. Again, you got Nicholas Parker out there. You've got Nick Bowman. You know, heck, I'm even upset. Nick's running my number tonight. I don't know how that happened.
Well, so somebody took Randy So Nick gave me the rundown on this before we went live. Somebody took Randy Showers' number, and then Randy Showers, iRacing, put him in the number 8 car. So then the 8 car, which is normally Nick Bauman, took the 13, which is normally your number. So one guy threw off a whole array of guys' normal numbers. But we see the painted cars. We usually know who is who. Sometimes it just takes me an extra second to find them in our running order. Well, Evan Perry pulling up beside the pace truck. If damage was on for the pace truck, it would have just cleaned Evan Perry right out right there.
Right. Well, everybody hold on to their feet. We're looking at about 15 laps to go. If we go green, it's going to be a fuel interesting strategy. But hang on to your seats, everybody. Here we go. Coming up to the green flag.
Evan Perry knows how to restart this thing. I have a feeling we might get a late jump from Evan here. What do you think here as he goes? Yeah, he goes about halfway in the box. Zach Cato, Jerry Bassett. Cato gets a great start. Jerry, not so much. They're going to slide up in front of them. And now we have 2 Angry Wives racing teams cars up there in front of the 12. These guys don't get too far out in front. That is not going to help your case when the rest of this still 29 car pack gets back to you. We'll take a look at the back from the 72 car. You see the rubber all built up on the front of that 6 car. What a great shot. What a great shot. Him pushing him, getting into turns 3 and 4. Let's go from the back of Jerry Bassett and Trevor Haley here. And guess who? James, you'll never guess who is on the rear bumper of the 12 car on the high side. Nicholas Bauman. Nicholas Bauman has got his way, found himself to his teammate. I'm curious when we will see the 17 and 21 car reappear. Kevin Dixon is trapped on the bottom. Big stack up a little further here. The 55 is going to be out of shape. They're 4 wide. The 23 sliding up. They're giving each other room. Will they hang on to it? What a great save, Tommy Rogers. What a absolutely fantastic job for him hanging onto that race car. Again, that triple, quadruple bump sometimes is a handful to hang on. You see James Smith right there. He's going to try to make his way forward, and look at that. The 12 and the 8, how many times have we seen this story? But before we go touch on that, I want to count out a guy who's up 15 spots, one of the leaders in the community, Ricky Miles, riding around P4, James.
Ricky's sneaky. Ricky can be up front. You know, the only thing is, if Ricky can keep it clean, and Ricky gets caught up by none of his luck, he just gets caught up. If you let Ricky run the front, he's always one of those that can take the win.
Absolutely. I have several screenshots of the 5 car I mean, some of the closest finishes I think we've ever had in S&M history have involved the 5-car going across the line first. So if he could stay up here, don't be surprised if you see that purple machine go to the front as Randy and Brandon, the father-son duo, are going to jump the outside. And two guys that you were just talking about, your teammates, as they're 4 wide going through the tri-oval. Will it work out? It sure does. Look at that. Jamie Shaw from the back to the front with James Smith. They are trying to position themselves in the top 5 as we have 12 laps to go.
And there we go. Back to near the front. Teammates working with teammates. When they started the green flag, everybody was a little scattered out. Now we got teammates forming up. You know, strategy is now get with your teammates and get to the win.
Absolutely. The 5-car
All right, man,
stuck in the
caution it
middle.
out,
We
caution
have
it
a
out.
yellow on the racetrack. Did we miss something, James?
We must have. That must have been further in the back.
Yes, sir. I have it here. John Miles. It says he has crashed. Let's go back and take a look at that. It looks like that is already previous damage that it finally gives us the notification. Yes, sir. We have some cars tore up. Excuse us while we rewind. Sometimes this app just doesn't like to be friendly. No. Oh, man. We are 5, almost 6 wide. Right there. That was happening just out of camera shot there. Oh, the 55 taking a huge shot from the 357 there. Man, that was just outside of our camera angle. Well, you saw what happened now. We are under the yellow flag, so now what is the strategy? Do you take no tires? Do you take 2 right side tires? I think would be foolish at this point. Do you just take lefts and a full tank of fuel even from here, James? These drivers don't have quite enough fuel to make it to 3 green-white checkers.
No, we don't. But if I was racing right now, I would go in, no tires, full fuel, save that extra 2-3 seconds on pit to get position. Now, if you're in front, they got a little bit more to think about. The guys in the back, I would definitely, I'd definitely take at least right side tires. But the front guys, they got a lot to think about. They don't want to get passed on pit road.
Yeah, for sure. Sitting there, you take too much time on pit road. You go from 1st and 2nd back to 12th and 14th in a blink of an eye. The 12 car is in. Let's see. Let's just get a look at what the current leader does. I don't see tires going up on that machine, so it looks like it is just going to be a full tank of fuel for the 12. He's going to race his teammate out, beats out Nick Bauman there. But yet again, James, if we look up in the front, the 72, the 58, he's in the 71 painted machine, and the 75, and now Tommy Rogers. So your SMT guys, they may have pulled a strategy out of nowhere. Now they have the top 5 positions on the racetrack.
They work very well as a team, but we're just going to have to wait and see. I'm still thinking you can be front, you can be back, you could be in the middle. You still got a chance to win here.
Absolutely, especially with the talent in the field. You'll see the 357 getting his lap back. Well, let's bring in Mr. CEO of SMT, Evan Perry. Let's get him up here in the broadcast booth. Evan, it is Craig and James up in the booth. Another strategy call for the SMT team. Are we thinking we're not going to go 3 green-white checkers here?
Oh, we're totally taking that risk. You know how we roll. We do stuff differently. If you're not taking risk, you're not racing.
Well, amen to that. Well, James, you got a question for the current leader with just a handful of laps to go.
Yeah, Evan, if you want to share, you've got 4, 5 right in front.
Yes, sir.
So, are y'all going to go 1 through 5 today? Do you got a plan for that, or you just don't want to share your strategy?
Well, we definitely have a plan. We've been talking this whole time and communicating back and forth, and I'm not going to share exact details of the plan, but if you've watched the restarts, S&T has been in front every single restart and has won the past 2 stages, so it's worked. And we're going to stick to it and keep our strategy together, and it just seems like our communication's working good tonight, so I'm pretty proud of these guys.
It's showing in the race. Good luck with you. Good luck with your teammates. And we'll see who crosses that finish line first tonight.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Good luck, Evan. That was Evan Perry, the owner of the SMT Racing League. I apologize if you have listened to the broadcast before, but he has a a league coming up. $25 buy-in, $1,000 cash prize pool for the drivers of the playoffs. Gonna be an awesome time. We will be broadcasting it. We are only 1 week away from that starting up. So Evan's gonna get us back to the restart zone here. The pace truck is ready to pull off. We still have, let me see here. We still are at 28 cars in this pack here. Our regular loyal drivers hanging out with us as they get ready to head down into turns 3 and 4 and get this thing started. So James, who is your money on? If you had to make a pick right now of who, you know what, it's a big field. I'll give you 2 guys that you think we should keep an eye on. Who's your pick to win this thing?
I can't give you a pick tonight. I mean, I'd like to see Jamie Shaw and James Smith run to the front. Again, you got Trevor and Nick Bowman. They're going to be a hard duel to get by. And then we got the Evan Perry team. I'd just like to see 3 wide, 2 deep, 1 group of each team, and let the best man win.
That would be awesome. Maybe 4 wide coming along. What do you think? Maybe 5. Let's get every single team represented going across the start-finish line. Well, we are coming to the end of this thing, or the near end of this thing. You hear it from the spotter. They are green flag racing. The 72 is going to jump up. They are going to try to leave a gap here for the 71. He's going to get up in front of the 34. The Dark Horse team with the S&M team and the Showers right there, they are going to go to the bottom with Zach Cato and Bergeron. So this might be a 5-on-5 battle. Who can get which line to move? You see the CEO and James Smith right there. He knows how to get it done. We have 8 laps to go. We have contact. They hang on to it. Good save by the 75, and look at that right there. Jamie Shaw with a huge run on the outside. He's going to need a little help. Does Zach Cato try to go with? Not at this time. He's going to get a pull from the back of the 1 machine there. He continues his march forward. He's got a teammate and Trevor Haley and Nick Bauman in front of him, but there is still 4 SMT cars. A big move by the 8, but he's going to scrape the wall. That's going to shove out Tommy Rogers. His teammates go, and they know they have to defend. The 8's up in the fence. He's going to try to get above Jerry. Jerry says, no, sir. You are not getting above me. They continue to hang on to these cars while the contact and the intensity picks up, James.
The intensity is definitely picking up. They're trying to figure out who they can trust, who they can run with, who can they push, who can push them. Yeah, we're getting down to the meat and potatoes of this race tonight.
We sure are. We see a lot of moving going on. The 12's going to try to get to the outside of Jerry again. Jerry right now might be the best friend for the 2 guys up in front. He is playing blocker big time as the Dark Horse team now tries to make a move. James Smith, who does he go with? Brandon Showers is going to make a move back here a little further back on Tommy Rogers. Now you see the 17 getting involved. Man, the intensity is picking up. Trevor Haley now making a push on the bottom. He doesn't have his teammate latched on just yet. They need to get up there and side draft. Man, I don't know what Evan Perry is paying Jerry Fassett right now, but he needs to increase his salary with what he's doing. But now the Dark Horse cars are cool. The 58 can't stay on the back bumper, and the yellow flag is out for the earlier wreck as the Dark Horse team is, oh no, they are
That looked like a little bit of
wadding
you
it
got
up.
in my way attitude after the yellow flag there.
Yes, it sure did. Now we're going to have to definitely have some guys. Oh, Cato's in it. He's still turning under this. Oh, man, we had some chaos after the yellow. Now some guys are definitely going to need to go down pit road, but that will make them good to go for any or all green-white checkers that we do get at the end of this thing. I mean, some of these guys might be a little upset. They might think they're not having the best race, but man, I tell you what, if they go back and look at just how much passing, how much movement, how much intensity has gone on in this race, I think most drivers would agree this is exactly what you want when you get behind the wheel. You want to have fun, you want to smile, you want to go back and look at that save, look at that move I pulled, look at the block, you know. I think when they go back and the emotions reside, I think they're going to find at least the first 95 laps of this thing have been absolutely awesome tonight.
Oh, they have been. The way the race is going, I want to commend everybody. We've got a record-setting 28 drivers, and we're coming to the green-white checkers. This track tonight, this setup tonight, thanks to James Smith and all of them, there has been more passing. There has been more back and forth, up and down. It's from what I'm seeing tonight versus last week's races. There is more movement tonight. This race has been totally exciting all the way around. Front, back, middle. You can go to the middle, to the front, back to the front. You just have to have the right line tonight, and the track will give it to you.
I like this setup because it does seem like the bottom is definitely a little more in play than the past setups here, where it seemed like the top line was dominant. However, you heard Justin Lee Pearson talk on it earlier. If you can get the right guys with you, you can make the bottom side work. That is where we just saw the 12 and the 8 rocket to the front. We saw it with the 12 and the 009 earlier get themselves a huge run and turn to the bottom of the racetrack. I think this setup is definitely a little bit more of a handful as far as pushing and driving it, but man, does it really lead to some awesome racing for us to look up at here at the broadcast booth, James.
Oh, yes. We had 2 laps. We had all the SMT guys up front. Now we got 3 dark horse. We got all 3 of the major hitters up here right now. It's still anybody's game. And I wouldn't put past Kevin Dixon or Kyle or Randy Showers. You know, they're in the middle of the pack. They still got a chance. Uh-oh, did we lose our broadcast?
Oh, I was muted myself. Thank you for keeping us going here.
Oh, okay.
Rookie here. All right. Well,
hey, I'm more of a rookie than you are tonight, but hopefully this works out. We just got to figure out a way to synchronize our screens together because you're a little bit ahead of the game, so I'm having a hard time keeping up tonight.
All right, well, we're getting ready to go to the green flag. My dark horse pick for the race, he's a little further back. You just talked about him, the 009 of Kevin Dixon. He knows how to fly to the front. If I had to pick a front runner right now, I think the guy in the lead is hungry. He's got a new paint scheme. I think he wants to put that thing in victory lane.
Green.
As he takes off. The 72 might have been in the wrong gear. He's going to get turned down the racetrack. Evan Perry is going to the inside wall. Justin Lee Pearson seems to be in his box. Evan might have been in the wrong gear. But boy, if you saw the highlights earlier and you would see the top 3, this is exactly what you would expect. Oh, we have some action in the back.
The 7, the 23. Yeah, hopefully we get a caution here.
We will get a caution before they come out of turn 4 here. Jamie Shaw caught up in it, 71's turn. We'll go back and take a look at this, but man, we have seen this picture before. The 12, the 8, and the 1, we have seen it countless times. There's the yellow, so let's go back. Let's try to get it as soon as we can. This app drives me nuts. I really got to figure it out, but here we go. Jerry Fassett stuck in the middle. You're going to see Derek Jacobs and Brandon Showers really making up some time on the outside. I wonder, does the 71 try to pull up in front of that line? He does. That is not a great move on him. It's going to put the 71 in the wall. The 6 is trying to get checked up. It just leads to chaos. Shiflett is involved. It damn near turns the 357 over. And then Ricky Miles caught up in it. Jamie Shaw caught up in it. Brandon Showers are going to come back down and clip the 84, turning him back up into the outside wall there. Well, all it takes is one maybe second guess. Maybe the 71 thought he could. He second guessed himself. He pulled up and it led to chaos. But what I do want to see if we can go back and take a look. If I can scroll back, let's go back live to the leader so we don't miss anything for now. But I would like to go on board with the 71 and see, or excuse me, the 72 and see just what happened to the 72 on that restart here. Looks like the Dark Horse guys, they are not going to come back down pit road. Let's give it a second here. James,
nope, I've got live. You've got replay right now. We got coming out. We got Trevor, Nicholas, James Smith, Peyton Snyder in the top 4. Then there's Blaine, Jonathan Wright. I got a question for you since you're teammates. Is Trevor going to give Nick help, or is he going to stay down at the bottom and let James push him and take the win and not let Nicholas have it this time?
Oh, I don't know. I sometimes it's a blessing and a curse to have that 8 car behind you. The 8 car can really make sure you stay up front, but we've seen it a couple times where the 8 has turned under him here at the end of these things. So,
and you got James Smith pushing. Right now, I think if the best bet for Trevor would be staying down, because James Smith, he can push with the best of them. You know, when you come around that turn 4 on that white flag, turn 4 into the dog leg, that's anybody's game there. But if I was going to be a betting man, I'd want James behind me pushing me right now.
Well, we do see a little damage on the right front of the 8. Let's go back and try to get a look on board. Let's listen into what happens to Evan Perry on this last restart. You heard it there. He was still in 4th gear. We heard it earlier with the strategy he was trying to run. They were trying to make it work on fuel. Unfortunately, he was still in the wrong gear. You heard him downshift, and while he downshift, the guys behind him were trying to anticipate the start. You heard the wheel spin. That led to him going down pit road there. Unfortunate for Evan, but we are only on our 2nd green-white checker, so who knows what could happen before the end of this thing. Like you said, there is still some guys back there who could still steal this thing. I want to get a double check in on my dark horse for the race, and he survives all the chaos. He is now up to 8th, and look at that, Tommy Rogers right there as well. He has been involved in some things tonight. The rest of the pack now closing in. Trevor Haley, Nick Bauman, James Smith, Peyton Snyder. Man, where do you go? Top 5 are all buddies, but who do they take with them to the front?
Craig, pit car's pulling off. We're coming down to that one checker. Here we go.
Here we go. Trevor Haley continuing to lead right now. Let's see how this restart goes. You see the fire out of the exhaust of the 1. He's downshifting. He is on the back bumper of the 12. Trevor Haley is off. Where does he go? Does he move up? Does he stay down? Right now, he's staying at the bottom of the racetrack with James Smith. Peyton Snyder trying to get up behind the 8, but it looks like the 12, like you called, is going to work with the 1. Now they are going to slide up the racetrack in front of their teammate.
James locked up to Trevor's bumper. They're up on the high side now, coming down the back stretch. If James can keep his engine cool and keep going, I think we're looking at a possible 1-2. Nope, we got the back of them coming up. Oh, sounds like we got.
Do we have action in the back of the pack right now? No yellow flag. The 34 is hanging on to that thing. Here we go. If they get through the tri-oval, my dark horse pick is now up to P4. We are coming to it. 1 lap to go from Talladega for the S&M Racing Series.
White flag is out.
The white flag is out. No yellow flag, so this is the last lap. Trevor Haley is kind of a sitting duck. It's really going to depend who goes where. Peyton Snyder's going to try to make a move, but he's by himself. His brother, his brother tried to push him. They took out Kevin Dixon with a bad push. They have some more wrecking in behind, but right now James Smith pushing the 12 car. He needs to keep that engine just a little cooler so he can get back to him, push him out, and turn under him. Let's see what they do.
We're coming into the dog leg. We got Smith. We got Bowman.
Bowman.
One,
Bowman's
two,
giving him a shove. James Smith
James
goes
Smith
low.
goes down.
Now Nick Bowman's going to try to
goes
split the
down.
middle.
Three wide.
As they
bumping
come to
each
line.
other.
Oh,
It's a
might
photo
be
finish.
Trevor Haley with the one car on the inside sliding. That might be too close to call right there. I believe Trevor Haley is going to be the winner this evening. Let's go back. Let's rewind it. Let's take 13, 14 different looks at this thing. You see the one car sideways. It looks like he's going to go home P3 tonight. Let's see if we can get a slightly better look at this thing. The one, my lord, his hands are busy in there. Yes, Trevor Haley by just a nose.
5,000th of a second.
5,000ths of a second. What a finish. Let's go through our cameras. Let's see. Oh, TV2. I mean, do you get a better shot at it than that? By a nose, Trevor Haley goes and gets it done over Nick Bowman. We'll have to go back and take a look at this finish here. Let's go on board with the 8, shall we? He's in here behind the one car. Let's see the move that he decides to make. He's trying to push the one, give him a shot through the middle. I was really surprised that he didn't stay on the quarter panel of the 12 a little longer. He moves to the bottom of the racetrack, and that is going to open up a hole for Nicholas Bowman. I thought Nick was going to leave James there, but then he goes and makes this move to the inside. Wow, they are close. They're beating and banging starts. James is going to try to crowd him up, say, you're not getting there. The tires touch. The 8 still got the momentum, but it's just not going to be enough as they come across the line. The one car hanging on. Trevor Haley gets it done. So let's go ahead and take a look at tonight's results at this thing before we go and get some driver interviews for the top 5. It was so close. I haven't even looked at who finished in the top 5, but here we go. We'll take a look at it right here.
We got Trevor Haley in first, Nick Bowman second, James Smith comes in third, Blaine Snyder comes in fourth, and Jonathan Wright comes in fifth.
That is your top 5. A great run for Ricky Miles, comes home 6th. Gary Bergeron, Kyle Cameron, Zach Cato keeps his top 10 streak alive in 9th, and Jerry Fassett comes home in the 10th position. Randy Showers, Chris Waldron, Steve Darling, and John Miles. Matthew Brown comes back for a top 15 finish. Peyton Kleba, Peyton Schneider, Jamie Shaw, 18th. On the grid here, let's move ourselves to the second page here. Mr. Graphic Man, come on, work with me here. There we go. Kevin Dix. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a couple guys here. Jamie Shaw, Cameron Young in 19th, Brandon Showers 20th, Nicholas Parker 21st, Tommy Rogers, defeating blow for him and Kevin Dixon 22nd, 23rd. I really thought the 009 was going to have it there. We saw the 17 and the 21 trying to push hard. It just knocked him out of shape there and turned him up the track. This 44th, Tim Shiflett comes home 24th, Derek Jacobs, Evan Perry, P26, David Scott 27th, Justin Lee, Pearson, and Brian Hayes round out your top 29. Well, let's go ahead here, James. Let's bring in tonight's winner, Trevor Haley, the 12 machine.
Before we do that, I think we should be looking at, I think we've got, Nick Bowman started 22nd. He finished second. I think that's a little bit of talent too there tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Nick Bowman up 20 spots. Ricky Miles up 13 spots. Jonathan Wright comes home with that 33 machine. He's up 12. Steve Darling came up 19 spots. So if I'm reading this all correct, Nick Bowman is also the biggest mover of the race, up 20 spots.
And a lot of our top 10 did start in the back, or some of our top 10 did start in the back tonight. So
yes, sir. Zachary Cato up 9.
Congratulations
Kyle
to them.
Up 7. Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's not wait no longer. Let's bring in the winner tonight. Trevor Haley gets it done again. New car, different make, new paint scheme. Doesn't matter. 12-car victory lane. What did it take there at the end of that race?
How about that? You see that shit?
You like that? You
Yeah.
like that? Well, James jumped down early. We saw the 8-stick with you, and then he forced it 3 wide, beating and banging. Did you even know you won the thing when you crossed the start-finish line?
No, I didn't, honestly. It was going to be close.
It was hard to tell from up here. We moved it to the crank it up cam right at the start-finish line. You guys came by so fast. It was hard to tell who even got the thing.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. It was close.
Keep your foot in it and hold the wheel down. Well, congratulations on another win tonight.
What made you stay on the low side with James on the restart there,
Oh, yes,
Trevor?
this was a topic of conversation on the restart. Who did you go with? What made you stick with the one car?
Oh, man. Well, I really didn't know what to do. We had myself and Nick and James and oh man, I don't even remember. Somebody else was in fourth.
I think Peyton was right there. Kevin Dixon was right there.
Yeah.
Peyton was in fourth.
And then I think we also had Kevin up there too. So, and Blaine was in fifth, I think. So we had everybody up there. It was just a matter of trying to get everybody in line. And luckily, I got a good jump, and James was able to get a run and get to the top in front of Nick.
Well, you guys get it done again. Another dark. It's been like 3 broadcasts in a row. Dark Horse 1-2. James hanging on that thing at the bottom of the racetrack. Congratulations, Trevor, on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Well, let's bring in Mr. P2 here tonight, Nick Bauman. We saw a big move out of you in the tri-oval. Did you think you stole this thing at the end of it? Trevor was unsure if he won. What did you see from behind the wheel of that thing?
I saw daylight and I went for it.
Yeah, James pulled rather far down the track. I was really expecting him to stay on the door of the 12 a little longer. I was really curious what you were going to do if they stayed side by side like that.
Oh, I'd have went to the high side.
We've seen that song and dance from you before, going and stealing one from the high side. I think there was somebody, I can't quite remember who it was. I think it was Trevor Haley and, myself, when you stole the win from both of us. Well,
yeah, that was a good race.
It seemed like it was a lot of fun. I know some guys, James and I said it earlier, some guys might leave here a little frustrated. But I think overall, if they go back and take a look at the race, the way the cars were racing, the way you guys were moving around, guys switching up position, teammates getting together, got non-teammates working together, I think overall the race was pretty dang good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. Shout out to Dark Horse teammates, Blaine and Peyton, the Snyder boys. Parker was up there. Obviously, Trevor did a good job. Dark Horse cars were fast, and we value race wins, so that's what we got tonight.
There you go. Well, James, do you have anything for our P2 finisher tonight?
Just want to say congratulations, Nick. And I was kind of rooting for you behind the scenes because you are driving my number tonight.
Yeah. Somebody stole mine.
All right.
Greg was telling me that.
All right, Nick. Well, congratulations on the P2 here tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Let's bring in the CEO, the man of the hour. James Smith comes home P3. You made the big move there at the tri-oval. You were left, you were right. You came across the line drifting, but a P3 finish for you tonight. What did you see coming out of turn 4?
Yeah, it was a good race, I thought, man. I knew having Trevor and Nick up there, I knew that we'd all hook up, and when it come down to the end, if it was still us up there in the front, that we'd all try to make a run for it. But I just stuck behind Trevor and gave him a good hell push, and then I seen old Nick coming down through the side. So, yeah, I thought it was fun as hell, man. I thought it was a good race tonight, man.
I did as well. James, I think, echoes that. James, do you have anything for the boss man here tonight, our P3 finisher?
I congratulate you, James. Great run, great third place finish. I was hoping for a little bit. I was hoping you'd win it on that last corner, but you got to second. I was glad you were able to pull Trevor around for a while. And when you got to the dog leg, it was all up to an individual driver's. Congratulations.
Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, it was a lot of fun tonight, man. Yeah, I didn't know what happened to you, Jepson. I don't know. I seen you just left. I don't know if it was just wasn't your night tonight or you just.
No, it wasn't my night, but we've been talking, Craig and I, and you and all them been talking, and I figured tonight would be a decent night because I wasn't having a good race on the good time on the track. Come up here, see how the broadcasting part would work. Talk to Craig after this is all done, and if we can get our screen synced together, maybe we can start teaming up more.
10-4, man. But yeah, Craig, good job tonight up here, buddy.
Thank you, boss man. Well, congratulations on the P3. We'll drop you back in with your team. Good job, buddy.
10-4, buddy.
Well, we do
All right.
have
Do we still have Blaine around
we
or
do
Jonathan?
still have Blaine. Blaine is here. P4. We saw you try to hook up with your brother and shove him to the inside. It went a little awry. How did you hang on to come home fourth?
Man, I don't know. That was a bad time push. I was trying to time it to where we were going straight on the back straightaway, give him a good push, but just didn't work out. So I'm glad I was able to come home fourth at least.
Yeah, this is James here. Congratulations on your fourth place run. And it was a fight at the end.
Oh yeah, it was.
Like up here.
Oh, it was.
Well,
just trying to make runs happen.
Congratulations on the P4 finish tonight, buddy. Good job there. We'll drop you back with your team. So maybe you rub it in your brother's face that you outran him tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it.
All right. Well, good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. James, that should just about wrap it up for us here. Thank you for jumping in the booth with me tonight. It was a pleasure to have you.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Hopefully my rookie status didn't sound too rookie-ish.
No, that's all right. Well, thank you, buddy, for your time up at the booth tonight.
Thank you.
James Jepson was in the 13 car tonight. You saw a crazy finish there at the end. I do want to actually, while I am at it, I want to try to bring in one more guy. He was working on strategy all night with his team, Evan Perry. It seemed like, and correct me if I'm wrong, were we still in fourth gear when we went to take the green flag there, buddy?
I was in third gear, definitely. But we had people in front of us checking up too. Unfortunately, Snyder just spun me.
We must have missed that. We did see the 21 and the 17 on the last lap there try to hook up and push, and that got Kevin Dixon a little awry there. Well, it was close for the SMT tonight. You guys ran up front a ton. I know there might be some drama unfolding here as we go through the night.
Yeah, and you and me both were friendly. Everyone's gonna hash the drama out, I'm sure.
I can't wait for the next Highline Racing Network video.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm a man of letting the drama fold out and then let it be taken care of, and we'll just see where it goes.
Alrighty, well, it was definitely a good run for you and your team tonight. I should have nothing planned tomorrow night, so yes, we will be in the SMT lobby broadcasting. Put it in your calendars, come back and check it out.
Bristol Dirt Trucks, let's go.
All right, we're going to head on to the dirt track tomorrow night, 7:30, 8 o'clock start. Evan Perry, good to see you up front tonight.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I had a good run there for most of the race. It was good work on SMT. I can't do it without them. And I give them everything for keeping me up there through that race.
All right. Well, congratulations on the run tonight.
Thanks, man.
Alrighty, well, that should just about wrap it up. I want to give a couple shout-outs to a couple guys, the Showers, for coming out here and running with us tonight. Matt Brown also got his car back up front at a couple points in this race. Ricky Miles, you saw him up there. My pick for the evening runs out of luck there on the back straightaway on the final lap. Kevin Dixon was my pick to get it done this evening. You heard it there. There's some drama that may unfold out of this, but this was the S&M regulars out there. There was some beating. There was some banging going on. These guys have been racing against each other every single night for the last probably 6 or 7 weeks. So when you continue to see the same guys on the racetrack, we are bound to have some drama. They will hash it all out in the Beef channel, and it should be rather entertaining. But I think everyone takes it with a little bit of a grain of salt. Everyone knows that when you race against the same guys 30, 40 times in a month, there's bound to be some things that unfold. Well, that should about do it for us here this evening. Again, if you could do me one of the 4, that would be awesome. If you just like the broadcast, that would be awesome as well. It is all much appreciated. We had James Jepson jump up here in the booth with us tonight. That was great. Want to give one last shout out to D&D Graphics. You see the winning car there at the bottom of your screen, painted by him himself. A lot of guys out here just putting it all on the line tonight. It looked like it should have been a fantastic race from behind the wheel. I assume as soon as tempers cool, you will see these guys right back at it tomorrow evening at 10 o'clock. As we touched on earlier, we really want to give a shout out to the NASCAR superstars and legends themselves who have come out and raced with us here at S&M. Hopefully we see Tyler Reddick again soon. It was awesome to have Tony Stewart with these guys here just a few nights ago. We've had Christian Eckes and Todd Gilliland in here as well over the last few nights. A shout out to the SMT crew. Again, we'll be broadcasting with them. Myself, we have a couple of broadcasts coming up for some other leagues. Make sure you check that out. We'll try to help grow this page and their page, capture all the action. Tomorrow night, we will start with SMT in the trucks on the dirt at Bristol. If you are interested in running that one, just look up Evan Perry or SMT Racing in the hosted sessions. It should be there. Well, yet another photo finish for the S&M Iracing group. Once again with the 12, the 8, and the 1 here tonight. A lot of drama. We saw a lot of action on the racetrack going around this 2.66 super speedway. Trevor Haley comes away with the win this evening. Let's get one last look at the photo finish there. The 12 edging out the 8 car by 0.005 seconds on the racetrack with James Smith right in tow. That should do it for us this evening. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for the likes. Thank you guys all for checking it out and all of our subscribers. We will be back at it again tomorrow. I just want to give one last shout out here before we disconnect to the AWR team, the service members, Zach Cato and Kyle Cameron and his whole group for continuing to come out. I am really putting my money on that 6 into 55 car to very shortly end up in victory lane. Well, we are signing off for the night. Thank you for checking out S&M Iracing Motorsports here on YouTube. Check out the Discord. Check out the Facebook page. The top 5 winners, stage winners, all being posted. Great job to all the stage winners tonight, including the multi-stage winner, Justin Lee Pearson. We will catch you next time on the CSR Broadcasting Channel.